showing growth and improvement from that game is important. I thought the difference between the 15-2 run that you had and then the 40-9 run that UConn had in that game last week was obviously unusual to go through in a single game. But can you best put your finger on that?
What's that?
Immature.
Yeah.
We go
Good.
on 15-2 run, simply doing what we do in shot selection, in patience, and defensive execution. And then the maturity setting. We got to a good lead, and we took 3 really bad shots. A team as good as UConn in transition, a bad shot or turnover is a first pass to your opponent's fast break. We gave them some great passes, which allowed them to get rolling in transition and put us in a disadvantage, and gave them some confidence. And we don't want to do that to the best team in the country. We had a great start. We should have stayed with and we didn't. How does this now wrap into playing Georgetown tonight for a third time this season? Help you, hurt you? How do you treat this kind of a situation? It is what it is. We're playing a team that we know very well, a team that knows us very well. We need grit and maturity. We want to make this a defensive game. We don't want to be trading baskets with Georgetown. We did a great job in D.C. guarding the 3-point line. We need to be methodical, getting the ball inside. But they started guarding the defending from 2. We want to take rush shots. We need to be very patient and get great shots and just make sure we guard Epson and guard the Whitney 3-point shooting. And then finally, a word about Devin Carter. I know you're proud of him. I know everybody in Fire Nation Fire Town is certainly happy with him, but I wonder if you can compartmentalize here what he's really meant to you guys and any success with it. We were so excited about him from day one and all that he could do. But the way he really took ownership, me and Bryson really realized with multiple victories, shot creation, getting stops. He is so deserving of this award. He earned this award, and just very happy for him and his family and to got the opportunity to be a coach. His leadership really is probably what when Bryson down is what got him this award. Well, it's his efforts that he gives and competing and everything. And the most amazing thing about Devin is as good as he is, if he's fair here, he's still on his bench, so you see how good he can be. So Fire fans, all right, Jim English, head coach of Providence College, and Joe and I back with more on Georgetown. Coming up from Rooke. This is Providence Fire basketball.
What do you want to do for a matchup?
No. We'll have to preview Epps and Carter, right?
I guess, right?
Might as well give Carter the props in this one. He's player of the year.
Yep.
He'll end up being on Epps at some point. I don't know if he'll start the game on him, but
yeah. Oh, he'll see him at some point. Man.
Yep. Epps is averaging 18 points. Carter's averaging 21.
This is Dennis Wyatt from Midland Roofing Company at Providence College's class of 1987. Midland Roofing is Rhode Island's leading residential roofing.
Where the Friars, man? Get out here and start shooting.
They were out shooting. They went back in. Here they come.
You need to keep your mind and body in the game. With over 90 board-certified radiologists with broad-based experience and subspecialty training, Rhode Island Medical Imaging will deliver the most accurate diagnosis possible. If you need an X-ray, MRI, CAT scan, or another imaging exam, for Remington. As the first and only outpatient diagnostic imaging center of excellence in Rhode Island, Remington will provide you with the highest quality of care. To find one of Remington's 16 state-of-the-art locations nearest you, visit RemyRock.com.
Back. John and Joe back at Madison Square Garden in New York. We're about 4 or 5 minutes away from the tip-off here. And the starting lineups and the tip-off here. Providence and Georgetown in the opening round of the Big East Tournament for 2024. It's time for a Midland Roofing Protect This House matchup of the game. Pretty easy, I think, to see that the Friars are going to win and advance to play 2-seeded Creighton tomorrow. Got to figure out a way to at least put a cork in Jaden Epps, I would think, for Georgetown.
Yeah, he takes a lot of shots for this team, but, early on in the last game, he made a nice move against Devin Carter scored and then looked at him, balked at him a little bit. And Devin Carter just got up, didn't say anything. And Devin shut him down in the second half. I think he was like 6 for 19 shooting the ball. So it's going to be Carter against Epps at some point in the ball game because Epps takes most of the shots in his team. He's taken 429 shots. Yeah, the closest guy to him is 316, which is Montrez Styles, who's in the backcourt with him. So he's taken 100 more shots than his closest player. So you know he's going to be shooting the ball a lot. So look for Carter to be on him most of the night.
Secondarily, I would think that the Friars need to keep an eyeball on number 0, Dontrez Styles, the North Carolina transfer for Georgetown, because he has shot the ball extraordinarily well of late. 37% from 3 for the season.
Well, you know, he had talent coming out of high school. He was recruited by North Carolina. So if North Carolina wants you, they normally get who they want. They felt he was good enough to play for the Tar Heels, and it just didn't work out for him there. So, but that doesn't mean he doesn't have the ability. So he's a guy, maybe gets his confidence going now, and he's going to have to contend with. Another guy didn't have a great game last game against the Friars was Supreme Cook, who had a good game against the Friars in the first game. So he's probably going to bounce back. I like the big kid that Friars recruited, Drew Fielder. He had a good ball game in the last game, the young freshman. He's only started 2 games. I thought Cooley would play him more. He's only averaging 14 minutes a game. But if you're going to win 2 games in conference, you should be playing this freshman and get him some more experience because it doesn't matter. You're not going to win anyway, so you might as well play him. But he did play him in the last game, and he was effective. So, you know, he had 4 3-pointers against Notre Dame, and then he didn't play anymore. So he's a guy that you got to worry about, too, because he played a good ball game in the last game.
Friars beat Georgetown 71-58 in Washington a week ago. Beat them at the AMP back in January, the end of January, 84-76. So they swept the season series with the Hoyas. In fact, overall, the Friars have won 6 straight games. They've swept each of the last 3 seasons against Georgetown coming into this one. But this is the first time that the Friars have played the Hoyas in the Big East tournament since 2002. And Providence is just 1-7 all time against Georgetown in this tournament. Yeah, you know what the one win was, right?
I don't remember, no.
1994, 30 years ago, almost to the day.
Oh, that was where they knocked them out of the tournament.
They won the championship.
Yeah.
First ever Big East tournament title for the Friars in 94.
How ironic that was. Rick Barnes was the coach. They won the tournament that year. And the disciple of Rick Barnes is now the coach at Providence College, and Kim English, who was an assistant coach for Rick Barnes at Tennessee.
Correct.
So, I mean, you talk about full cycle coming around. It's pretty cool.
It's kind of like you tie the ribbon up at the top, and it all comes around back down to the end, and another little bow at the bottom to bring it all together.
Yeah, well, you have to get a win, and that'll make it even better.
Well, let's kind of hope that that's the case. So it's the Friars and the Hoyas tonight with a chance to live and play and stay in New York another day. We'll have the starting lineups, and we're going to tip it off. Providence, Georgetown from Madison Square Garden next. From Learfield, this is Providence Friar basketball. If we get back out in time, sure. I mean, but it's okay. I'm not really even planning on it, so yeah, that's fine. Yeah, we used to do that for our network broadcast. It was great.
Not right now, Jen. We got a game to call.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Madison Square Garden. The world will be presented by G. Features the number 10 Georgetown Warriors and the number 17 Providence Warriors. Now let's see the starting lineup first for the Warriors of Georgetown. Starting at guard, 6'4",
and the incredible finishing framework for being phenomenal player. The net code values an elite mindset in every project they undertake. It's about seizing the moment, just like on the court. With 3 convenient locations across Rhode Island, Connecticut, and Massachusetts, if you have any home improvement or building needs, call 1-800-390-0999 or visit them at netcode.net. And let's unite to build a winning future.
Senior, 6'3" from Washington, in the District of Columbia, number 5, J.E. And then forward, 6'9", a senior from East Orange, New Jersey, number 24, Supreme Cook.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. He was a darling here for a few years. Now he's booed. That's great.
It never pains me to say this. Once again tonight from the world's most famous arena, Madison Square Garden in New York City, we've got Providence Friar basketball, the Big East tournament for 2024. It's Providence and Georgetown. Hi again, everyone. John Rooke with Joe Hassett. Friars at 19-12, the 7 seed. Georgetown 9-22. They were the 10 seed going into the tournament, and the Friars need to win tonight to keep alive their own tournament hopes for later in the week and next week, perhaps beyond. Let's take a look at the starting lineup presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Rhode Island. For Georgetown, under first-year head coach Ed Cooley, who, of course, spent 12 seasons at Providence College, they will have Jaden Epps, 18 points per game, 6'2" sophomore, transfer from Illinois, 30% shooter, from three-point range. He finished in the top 5 of the Big East in scoring. Dontrez Styles, 6'6" junior from Kinston, North Carolina, 13 points per game, 37% shooting. Jay Heath, 6'3" senior, transfer from Arizona State and Boston College, 8.5 points per game. Supreme Cook, 6'9" senior out of East Orange, New Jersey, a transfer from Fairfield at 10 points and 8 rebounds per game. And Ron Brumbaugh, 6'4" freshman out of Washington, a transfer from Texas, at 8.5 points per game, a 37% shooter from 3. For the Friars, under first-year head coach Kim English, you start with Devin Carter, the Big East Player of the Year. 6'3" junior from Miami, 19.4 points, 8.6 rebounds, 3.5 assists per game, better than 21 points per game to lead the conference in conference games in scoring. Josh Oduro, 6'9" grad from Gainesville, Virginia, at 16 points and 7 rebounds per game. Ticket Gaines, 6'7" graduate student from Buffalo at 8.8 points and 4 rebounds. Jaden Pierre at the point, the 6'2" soph from Elizabeth, New Jersey at 8.8 points and also 3.5 assists per game. And the freshman, 6'5" freshman, Rich Barron, who made the Big East All-Rookie team out of Chicago at 4 points and 41% shooting from 3. So it will be Carter, Oduro, Gaines, Pierre, and Barron for the Friars. Epps, Styles, Heath, Cook, and Brumbaugh for the Hoyas.
Well, the Friars need to get a good start in this ball game, John, and get more people involved in the offense. You know, Carter and Oduro can't score all the points. Barron's starting in this ball game. Corey Floyd started the last couple, but Barron gets to start in this one. Need to get him. You mentioned he's shooting 41% from 3. You got to get somebody else involved offensively. Jaden Pierre needs to look at the hole a little bit more and start knocking down some shots and get more balance to the Friar offense. The defense has been good. I mean, they've been good all year. You know, they've had some, tough stretches where teams just got hot against them. But for the most part, the defense has been solid. But the offense has sputtered where you need to get everybody contributing. When the Friars had 4 or 5 guys in double figures, they usually win the game.
Big East officiating crew tonight will feature Mike Palau, John Gaffney, and Nate Farrell. And Providence, as the higher-seeded team, wears the home whites tonight. Black lettering, black and white stripes, black numerals. Georgetown wearing the dark blue, navy blue uniforms, white trim, gray lettering, gray numerals. They're the 10 seed. Mike Palau is the lead official. It'll be Oduro and Cook in the center jump circle. And we are underway at Madison Square Garden, and the tip is taken by the Friars. They go basket to our left on the radio here in half number 1, and we're underway in New York. Man-to-man defense for Georgetown. Open up the game as Jaden Pierre holds on the ball out front. Top of the key now for Carter. They feed Oduro at the foul line. 1 dribble left, and Pierre with a wide-open 3 off the back iron. Good. Rebound goes out. It'll be Georgetown ball.
So you got to knock that shot down, Jaden. I mean, that's a good, they get the ball to Oduro at the foul line, and he's good passer. He finds the open man most of the time, so Friars need to knock those shots down.
No question. Georgetown's first possession. Their basket to our right on the radio here in the first half. Friars open up in a man defense. Brumbaugh comes out high, and we'll find Heath with it. Slides to the right. High post now for Cook. Cook stops on the high post, and he waits for Epps to come out and get the ball away from Carter. Gets to the foul line, throws up the runner, throws it up short, and Carter gets the rebound.
And Carter starts on Epps to take a tough shot there.
Carter in transition, going to take it all the way down to the hoop, gets around Stiles and passes the ball back out front now for Pierre. Barron on the left side. He'll drive to the left wing, puts it up off the glass, and it gets blocked by Georgetown. And they come up with the ball into the forecourt up right now for Epps. Brumbaugh back to Epps on the right wing. He penetrates down to the right block, gives it off to Cook. Friars steal it in the middle with ticket gains. Up the floor to Pierre. Pierre drives to the hoop, and it gets rejected out of bounds again.
Stiles got that block that time. I think Cook got the block the last time. Friars going to get to the basket once in a while. You got to pump fake once in a while. You get these guys up in the air, and then you can draw the foul.
Providence will keep it, 24 to shoot. 18:45 to go here in the opening half. Still no score. Carter inbounds. Oduro up top now for Gaines. Around the horn to the right for Pierre. He fakes. He drives. He gets into the lane. Scoots through out to the top of the key. Now he'll find Barron over to Carter, who fakes. Drives to the right side. Back out front up top for Pierre. 10 to shoot. Pierre penetrates inside on Heath. Reverses to the right. Looks inside. Back out for Gaines, who gets an open look. Off the rim. No good. Oduro with the offensive rebound, however. Now Josh going to take it in the post on Cook. Turnaround jump hook off the iron. No good. And again, Georgetown with the rebound. Friars 0 for their first 3 from the floor.
Getting good looks, too. I mean, Friars, this is not a very good Georgetown defensive team, so if I say stop making some shots.
They're going to get looks, as you said. Up on the high post, Supreme Cook has it, stops at the top of the key, lobs it back out to Epps. Epps curls around the screen. He's going to penetrate again and throw up the floater, and it rattles in.
Well, he's very good at that shot. He had Pierre on him that time. I don't like it when Carter's on him because Carter can block the shot from behind.
Georgetown scores the first basket of the game. We're a little better than 2 minutes into it here at Madison Square Garden. Carter has it out front, and he's guarded there by Stiles. Gaines back to Carter for 3. Good.
How about Carter, man? He had 2 guys on him that time and drained 3. That makes everybody more confident when he's knocking down shots.
And Devin gets the first basket for the Friars. Providence with 3-2 lead. To the right side, high post pass to from Jay Heath to Cook. A handoff back to Epps, who gets an open look at 3. Nails it.
Well, he's freaky, too. I mean, did the same thing down at Georgetown the first couple of possessions to be able to knock down some shots. And Carter made him work harder at the end of the second half.
He's got all 5 of the Georgetown points thus far. Pierre has it at the top of the key, scoots to the left, feed into the post for Oduro, reverses back outside for Pierre, swings it right for Barron, moves to the baseline, gets into the lane, draws the double team, leans in with a right hand off the rim, no good, and a tip by Gaines.
Good job by Gaines staying on the glass. That was a good move by Barron right there. He passed up the 3. Got to the basket.
Tied at 5. Brumbaugh backs his way into the forecourt to our right. Works to the near side against Pierre. Gets around a screen. Penetrates right. He's going to throw up the runner. Off the iron. Off the glass. No good. Carter again with the rebound. Carter in transition. A 3-on-3. He moves to the middle of the lane. He lays it up. And goaltending is called on that one.
Stiles thinks he's a shot blocker in there. And now he went up in that one. Tried to block the shot off the glass.
So Georgetown going after the basketball on the shots, but that one goaltending gives Carter his second basket, and the Friars their first lead of the game, 16:31 to go in the half, as Drew Fielder, the 6'10 freshman from Boise, Idaho, checks in for Georgetown. Brumbaugh has it out on the perimeter, gets around Pierre, penetrates right, lowers his shoulder, offensive foul. He just blew Pierre out, driving from the left side.
Well, Pierre playing good defense, putting a lot of pressure on Brumbaugh. Brumbaugh is just trying to take him one-on-one. He shot a glass smasher one shot there, and that time there he leaned the shoulder in and blew Pierre out of the way, picks up the foul.
First foul of the ball game on either side here. Providence will get the ball on the Georgetown turnover. And Pierre will bring it right to left into the forecourt. Georgetown stays in a man-to-man. Epps picks up Pierre. Handoff to Barron. Now they find Carter well out on the perimeter against Stiles. Double team follows him. They find Oduro at the top of the key underneath the Barron, who goes up and lays it in.
Well, Oduro is such a good pass. If they're going to double team Carter, he finds Oduro at the foul line, and he has a bunch of guys he can find wide open.
And that time Barron kept moving and cut right to the basket and got the easy basket. Friars up 4. Fielder goes left wing again for Stiles, who penetrates down the right sideline for Epps. Epps lays it up. He scores. He's got all 7 of Georgetown's points.
Well, he's a tough player when he gets it going and gets over that screen. He's not looking to take threes. He tries to get into the paint, that mid-range game.
9-7. Friar lead is 2. Carter double team gets him at the mid-circle. Out to Pierre on the right wing. Off the rim on the three-pointer. And out of bounds with the ball was Dontrez Stiles as he came down with a rebound, stepped out of bounds on the baseline, and Providence will get it back. But a little bit of a concern here for the Friars early. They got open looks, and nobody's knocking them down if they're not named Devin Carter. Timeout, 15:31 to go in the half, 9-7. Providence in the lead from Learfield. This is Providence Friar basketball. We sound okay, Brent?
Yeah, I get a little digital feedback, but mostly good.
Okay.
Free locations and more. On every step of your healthcare journey. Locally focused, nationally recognized. That's the difference we can't really make. We need a partner you can trust. New England's Penn Hospital is here to help you navigate every stage of your healthcare journey. Serving and beyond. Visit our easily accessible locations in Warwick, Rhode Island, or KenHospital.org. Experience the difference Kent can make, and let Penn Hospital be your partner in Kent.
It was your father's leather chair. His father's before that. The chair you can still place
This is great. This is great. It's great. Yeah.
Right.
It's great. It ain't gonna end either.
No. Did they?
They did?
Back.
Providence College basketball brought to you in part by Dave's Marketplace, where they've got their and our fresh take of the game. Ed Cooley's picture and interview was up on the scoreboard here at Madison Square Garden to a roundhouse cascade of boos.
Yeah, they said, went up there on the screen and said, what he thinks of the Big East tournament. And we couldn't even hear him because he just got booed out of here.
I don't think that's going to stop anytime soon.
No, that's not going to stop at all. As long as the same fans are going to the games and people just don't forget. But stats here is basically Devin Carter versus Jaden
Epps.
Epps of Georgetown. Epps has all 7 of Georgetown's points. Carter has 5 of the Friar points. And you got Barron with 2 and Gaines with 2 on a tip in from a Barron miss. But the Friars are getting good looks. They're running the offense they want to do. They're getting the ball into Oduro. Oduro's wide open at the foul line. They're trying to take the ball out of Carter's hands and make other people beat them. So the Friars have to start making some shots. Jaden Pierce had 2 good open looks and missed them both from 3. But if he gets that thing going where he can, he's had a game this year. He had 14 points. He's got to get double figures in this game. If Jaden Pierce is the barometer, if he gets double figures, I'm going to win the game.
Yeah, Georgetown's hit 3 of 5. From the floor. Friars are 4 for 11, so they've taken more than double the shots, but just made 1 more shot from the floor. Carter has 5. Epps has all 7 of Georgetown's 7 points here with 15:31 to go in the opening half. Providence will have the ball, 20 to shoot. Carter will inbound it from the baseline to the right of the basket. Forecourt to our left here in half number 1. And the referee puts the ball in play. Carter lobs it out for Ticket Gaines on the right sideline, and you got Jay Heath right on top of him. Pierre between the circles, back to Carter on the right wing. Oduro sets the screen, cuts to the left, fires off the 3, off the back iron, long rebound taken by Heath.
Well, that's a good look by Carter. He's made that shot numerous times this year.
Epps on the right side, 3-pointer on the way by Stiles, no good. Offside rebound. Here comes Carter again with the ball. Up the floor on the break. Pierre cross court to Barron, who gets an open look at 3. Got it!
Boy, they find Barron. He's wide open. Good job by Pierre. Look like he's going to go to the basket. He throws it out opposite corner wing there, and Barron knocks down the 3.
Big East all-rookie team member has 5 of the 12 on the board here for the Friars, up 12-7. High poster for Stiles goes left now for Wayne Bristol, who's checked in for Georgetown. On the right side, Fielder now hands off. He's going to step back. He'll fire a 3. Fielder leaves it short, and a rebound for Oduro. Handoff for Carter up the left sideline this time into the forecourt left. He's covered there by Heath. Jump pass to Oduro. 3 blue shirts. There's Barron. Kick around the right side. Now up the middle for Pierre, who up fakes, gets inside, and draws a foul as he gets knocked to the floor under the basket.
Good ball movement by the Friars right there. They had an open look in the corner, threw it to the wing, out to Pierre. Pump fake and took the ball to the basket. Pump fake. Remember I just mentioned you, John, taking the basket, not pump fake, and he pump faked that time, picks up the foul. Pierre gets to go to the line. He was usually a pretty good foul shooter.
Stiles is called for the foul, his first, second of the team, and Jaden Pierre Perhaps he can get a little untracked here by starting it off at the free throw line tonight.
And see a couple go through if he can.
79% for the line of the season, where the sophomore hits the first one. Friars as a team just a tick under 71 from the line of the season.
Sorry, John. When you make a couple of free throws in a row, you feel like you get your stroke on. The next time he takes a shot, he'll make it.
Let's find out.
Let's find out. I hope he takes one. I want him to shoot more. I want him to take 10, 12 shots a game.
Corey Floyd checks into the game. Pierre hits both free throws, and the Friar lead now has doubled Georgetown at 14-7, 14-22 to go in the first half.
Well, Tigger Gaines gets a rare rest. He usually plays the whole ball game.
Up on the high post is Bristol now, guarded by Barron. Now shares it there with Fielder. Goes left for Epps. Comes to the right. Fires off the off-balance three. No good. Rebound taken by Carter under the basket.
Well, challenge three that time. Good defense.
Oduro has it. They double. Back out to Carter. They leave him. He steps to the left. Gives it back to Barron, who gets off another three. That one's too strong. It comes right to Oduro, who puts it back up and in and gets fouled.
Look at the unselfishness of this Friar team right there. You had Carter who had open three, pump fake, got the defender away. He could have shot that one. He was wide open. He throws it over to Barron for a three-pointer, and he misses it. And there's Oduro crashing the glass. Friars getting on the boards right now, getting second chance opportunities.
And Dontre Styles just picked up his second personal foul. Barron comes out. Gaines is going to come right back in for the Friars. And Oduro, with his first basket of the game, will try to make it three the hard way.
When you move the ball like that, John, guys are moving, getting open spots, throwing the extra pass. This Georgetown team doesn't like to play defense. If you can shut them down the offensive end, make them take a bad shot, you're going to get down and get any shot you want on the offensive end. And Friars know that. They're throwing the extra pass.
Ishmael Massoud checks in, the 6'9" grad transfer from Kansas State. He'll come in for Styles, who goes to the bench with two quick fouls. And so Oduro goes to the foul line. He's been the Friars' best free throw shooter all season long.
Looks like the official's changing the foul on that one. I don't know. He's points. He'd say 13. Is there a 13 out there?
They're going to call it on Bristol rather than Styles.
Yeah.
So they've changed the foul.
And Cooley goes over and slaps 5 with the official.
So Oduro at the foul line hits the free throw at 81% of the season. Friars up 17-7. And we got 13:52 to go in the opening half. Epps will bring it into the forecourt. He's matched up there with Devin Carter. Handoff for Jay Heath. Circles to the right side on Jaden Pierre. Now for Bristol, a handoff back to Epps between the circles. Epps gets a screen, scoots to the left, drives down the left side, throws up the runner, off the rim, no good. Oduro with the rebound.
Another good defense again by Carter, making it difficult for Epps to get a shot off.
Here's Pierre, takes it quickly to the top of the key. Between the legs with the dribble, looking for the post, swings it left for Corey Floyd. Floyd looks at it, drives it into the lane, turns around on Heath. Now bounces to Oduro, who fakes it on Fielder, spins to the inside. He gets double-teamed, steps through that, and a whistle and a foul is called.
Well, you see they're going to double Oduro on the post when he starts dribbling the ball. Oduro was going to pass it, but he picked it up, kept the dribble alive, and he picks up the foul.
Foul is called on Epps, his first. That's 4 on Georgetown. And the Friars will inbound it as Pierre. And the Friars will welcome back into the lineup Garway Dual, who missed the UConn.
Talked to him today. He says he's feeling much better. He can come on and get some good minutes here.
Inbounds from Carter on the baseline to the right side for Oduro. He's outside the three-point stripe. Stops, looks, turns, gets the ball back out to Gaines, swings it to the right for Floyd. Now on the right sideline for Carter. Carter has Massoud guarding him, beats him off the dribble, dumps it through, kicks it out. Gaines gets an open look at three. Bang!
Good ball movement right there, but Carter made it all happen on the penetration. They beat 2 guys, got the ball to the corner, extra pass over to Gaines, and drains the three-pointer.
Tigger Gaines gets a 3. Ed Cooley calls the timeout. Providence's lead has grown to 13 with 12:55 to go in the first half. It is Providence 20 and Georgetown 7. This is just a 30-second timeout, so I guess we'll hold on to it right here. But the Friars now starting to connect a little bit after missing a few early shots from the floor.
Well, they're 7 for 16 from the floor, so they're starting to knock down some shots. 3 of 8, though, from three-point range.
Right.
Perfect from the foul line at 3 of 3. But what I like about the Fire team right now, John, is their ball movement. They're throwing the extra pass. You know, again, I'm sure Coach Ingles has told them, listen, we can get any shot we want against this Georgetown team. They just don't defend. So take your time out there, throw the extra pass. We'll get a better look every time you throw the extra pass, and that's in this ball game. All you have to do now is knock down the shots.
So the Hoyas called the timeout here after the Friar run is now 11-0 over the last 2:09 here of the half.
How about 17-2 run over the last 4 minutes of the half?
Right. And Georgetown has missed their last 4 shots in a row from the floor. They're 3 for 9 for the game. The Friars are 7 for 16. They've already taken 7 more shots than have the Hoyas.
Well, the Friars want to keep this defense going right now. You don't want to let up. You want to get a good rhythm and get this win under your belt and take a good frame of mind into the next ball game.
Epps will bring the ball left to right into the forecourt for the Hoyas. Picked up by Devin Carter in the forecourt out between the circles. High post for Stiles, who's back in. He's going to drive right on Gaines into the post. Bank shot is up, and it goes in.
Yeah, Stiles is a good player. I mean, they isolated him that time to get him a shot against Gaines, and he hit a tough shot against good defense.
First guy not named Epps to score in the ball game for Georgetown, 7.5 minutes deep into that game. Duval into the right side now for Carter. Carter lobs it back out front for Floyd. Floyd uses a screen, cuts to the left, back up high for Oduro. He's going to dribble drive on Supreme Cook out to the right elbow. Now backs it outside the three-point stripe. Hands off to Carter, circles around the screen. Blue shirts all around him. Gaines for 3. Yes, from the left corner.
That's huge. When you get Gaines knocking down shots, and Carter again made that happen. I mean, he draws so much attention. He had 3 guys on him. Gaines is wide open in the corner, knocks it down.
Gaines has 8 here in the half, and the Friars are up 23-9. Stiles has it up high, shares it with Cook. Cook turns, looked at the right side. Epps can free himself for the ball. Back out front for Massoud. Massoud steps back. 18-footer is up. Short, long rebound tipped out, kept by Georgetown. Back out to Epps. Epps, high screen, gets to the foul line, throws up the runner. Around the rim, it goes in.
Yeah, he's good with that screen. He gets in that lane right there, and he likes those little floaters.
Epps has 9 of the Georgetown 11 points, 23-11. Carter, quick pass down low for Gaines. Doesn't take the short jumper, pulls it back out on the perimeter. Duval between the circles, high screen, finds Carter, fakes the deep 3, now steps in the lane, underneath for Oduro, goes right to the rim, lays it up.
Again, Carter, everything going through Carter. He pumped on the 3, guys were leaning forward, he puts it on the floor, gets into the paint. Then Oduro's man comes over to help out, he passes it over to Oduro, wide open, finishes it off with the layup.
Josh has 5. Drew Fielder is going to check back into the game for Georgetown. And we get an officials timeout, 11-12 still to play in the opening half, but the Friar lead is 14 at 25-11. From Learfield, this is Providence Friar basketball.
I want to beat them by 40.
I know, right?
Well, then you look at too, when you with your, when you got NCAA tournament people looking at the game.
No question. No question. You got to play like a tournament team, right?
Yeah, that's what you got. You want to just play to win this game. You want to crush people. And you want to have good momentum going into the next game.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah, I agree.
Never back with the action. Coach Children might be the best coach ever.
Right, Jim. It is irresistible taste and very good. Coca-Cola sugar is a must-try for all sports fans. Make sure you Hey, Jim, I didn't mean to try it right now. Let's try it.
Best coach ever? Take a taste, Jen.
Really?
No, not right now, Jen. We got a game to call.
Providence College basketball is brought to you in part by Finetco, a family of lumberyards. John and Joe at Madison Square Garden. Friars lead by 14, Joe.
Well, Friars up to 50% shooting the ball as well. 9 for 18 from the floor. 4 for 9 from three-point range at 44%. That's good shooting. Perfect from the line so far, 3 for 3. The Hoya is 5 for 12 from the floor. Just 1 for 4 from three-point range. And good thing they have Epps out there. He has 9 of their 11 points. Nobody else can score. Stiles has one good move, but Epps can't get them all himself. Carter's making them work, but Epps is doing a good job scoring the ball.
So 25-11, largest lead of the game thus far here with 11-12 still to go. Epps has 9 of the 11 Georgetown points. Ticket Gaines leads the Friars with 8 of their 25 on the board. Carter has 5. Oduro also has 5 here in the early going, and Rich Barron has 5, and that's a little bit more of the balanced scoring that you hope to get.
Yeah, I was telling you in the pregame, you got to get some balance out here. It's nice to see Gaines knocking down wide open threes, and Carter has been drawing so much attention, John, with double teams. Sometimes there's 3 guys on him, and guys are wide open. And Gaines has that corner jumper going down right now. He's knocked down 2 threes. He had a tip from a missed shot by Barron, so he's on the glass as well. So if you get Gaines going, he's already got 8. Oduro's going to score his. Oduro will end up with a double-double in this game, and they need to get Pierre going a little bit offensively as well.
Oduro 5 points, 4 rebounds. Carter 5 points, 4 rebounds, and 5 points and no rebounds for Rich Barron. So each have 5. Georgetown with the basketball. 11-10 to go in the half. Epps brings it left to right into the forecourt. Hands off right side for Heath, who's back in the game. Curls to the left. On the wing for Stiles, back to Heath. He's got Carter playing behind him. Give to Epps, falls down, hits the 3, gets fouled.
Boy, Epps has been terrific out here. As the Friars switched up that time and Corey Floyd got there late, ran into him as he makes the 3-pointer. And he got a 4-point play opportunity. You hate to see that as a coach. Well, you can't leave Epps. You got to make somebody else beat you in this team. Carter's been guarding him, but they ran some screens where Carter was switched off, and that's freed up Epps for that shot. He's been making everything.
Foul is called on Floyd, as you said. So first Friar foul of the game. Under 11 minutes to go here. And Jaden Epps has been spectacular. He's putting on the cape here for the Hoyas. Hitting his second 3 of the halves. He's got 12 points and will try to make a 4-point play.
Well, he's 5 for 8 from the floor, 2 for 3 from 3-point range. And he's the reason why the Hoyas are still in the game.
They might need Mr. Carter on him a little bit longer.
Well, he's been able to score on Carter. I mean, he has scored on Carter more than anybody this year.
He hits the free throw. He's 4th in the Big East in scoring at better than 18 points per game during the regular season. He already has 13 here on the left, and the Hoyas are back within 10 at 25-15. Dwall now at the point, has it, brings it right to left, crosses the mid-floor line into the center circle, works to the left side on Jaden Epps. Keeps it below. Carter comes off the screen, top of the key. Bristol comes out to get him in a double team. Lobs it back to Dwall on the left wing. Dwall now looks, gets a screen, moves to the left, now cuts back to the right, 6 to shoot. Needs to think about shooting. Shovel pass down low to Oduro, and it gets knocked out of bounds, but a foul on Cook getting locked up with Oduro.
What a pass by Dwall right there. I mean, at a tough angle, was able to spin that into Oduro. Doesn't get fouled there. Oduro had the layup.
First on Cook, and that is now 5 on Georgetown. Friars get the shot clock reset at 20. Carter will inbound it, baseline to the right of the basket, and lob out for Gaines, who goes up high for it and pulls it down in the center circle. Now comes left for Dwall. Pierre, left corner for Carter. Carter will think about driving. Instead, he steps back. Other shot blocked by Cook. Great block by Supreme Cook, and Epps now controls it in the forecourt. Epps crosses over on Dwall, goes right to the rim, and the Friars block the ball, but Dwall out of bounds with it, and Georgetown will keep it.
Good block there in the corner. Cook, it's tough to block a jump shooter. Well, Carter doesn't shoot jump shots, so he shoots more set shots. He thought he had the big guys backed off enough, but good job by the big fella there to block the shot.
Barron back in for Garway Dwall. Friars put Jaden Pierre back in. Inbounds pass gets lobbed down low for Cook. He gets tipped out of bounds by Barron. And again, Hoyas will keep it. 19 to shoot, 10:08 to play in the half. So it'll be Epps to inbound baseline right of the basket near the corner. Lobs it on the right wing for Stiles. Catch and shoot. Heath for 3. Got it.
How about that shot? I mean, this team, they're streaky. They'll take a lot of bad shots, but they'll make some too. They're right back in it.
Heath gets that 3, his first basket of game, a 37% shooter. Pierre knocked to the floor, tripped with it, but Oduro picks it up, and he goes back door underneath, reversed outside. Carter for 3. Yes.
Good ball movement again by the Friars. They had a layup, throw it out to the corner, then throw it out to the wing, and Carter knocks down the 3.
Passed up the deuce for Gaines underneath, and ultimately Carter knocks down the 3. Friars back up by 10 at 28-18. Now Epps guarded by Carter. Works to the right, high screen, top of the key. Let's go of the 3. Yes.
Damn, Epps is looking like all pro out there right now. He's making anything.
He's got 16 of the 21 Georgetown points. Jaden Epps pulls the Hoyas back within 7. Pierre comes off the screen, gets to the left elbow, bounces to Odero, got it stripped, stolen, but a foul on his way to the basket in what looked like a layup.
Good pass there by Pierre in traffic. Bounce pass, John. I love bounce passes in the paint area. Tough to get a hand on those.
Epps just picked up his second foul, Joe. 6-team foul with 9:12 to go in the half.
That's a big foul right there. We'll see if Cooley leaves him in there or not. But if you take him out, you got a problem because he's been the only guy scoring for them. He has 16 of their 21 points.
He's going to put Josh Odero.
See, the problem with Epps doing all this scoring for him is he might get a little worn out here. You got to have Carter on him, keep making him work. This happened at Georgetown where he scored a lot in the beginning.
Odero hits the first of 2 free throws.
And then by the end of the game, Epps was 6 for 19. He couldn't put anything in. He was short all the time because he had to work so hard on the offensive end.
Carter's going to get his first rest of the half, and they'll bring Dual back in as Odero has one more shot on the line, has 6 first-half points, 81% for the line on the season. Second shot for Odero is on the way, and he gets it.
That's perfect from the line in this one.
They have hit 5 for 5 from the foul line to start. Lead is back to 9 as we come up on 9 minutes to play. Jaden Epps has been the story for Georgetown. Still in the game with 2 fouls. Lobs it. Top of the key, they find Cook. Supreme Cook turns, gets it back to Epps on the left wing in front of the Friar bench. He reverses, gets into the lane, throws up the runner off the rim. It won't go. He draws a foul.
Well, against the freshman, he's got 2 freshmen out there playing him right now on the switch. And Epps just took advantage of Barron. Barron's not a great defensive player. He waited for the contact, jumped into him, gets himself to the line. Veteran move by Epps.
Foul is called on Barron, his first, team second. Jaden Epps will step to the foul line. And this is a remarkable performance thus far. His free throw is on the way and good.
He's a good player. I mean, he has a funky shot, but it goes in. I mean, he's when he gets streaky like he is right now, he's very difficult to guard. He's very clever coming off screens.
I'd say it's a hot streak right now. He's got 17 of the 22 points. 80% from the line on the season. The second shot, in and out. He missed one, and Gaines gets the rebound.
Well, you got to make Epps play defense, too. You got to, whoever he's gone, just keep switching, make him play somebody.
Dual into the forecourt left, high post for Odero. Friars lead it 30-22. Pierre gets off for 3, off the rim, can't get it. Rebound controlled by Georgetown. And here comes Epps again. He's going to cross over on Dual, gets tripped to the floor. He stumbled, no foul call. Friars jump on top of the ball. It squirts free. It goes right out to Heath at the top of the key. Heath now works on Pierre, comes off of a screen, gets to the left, throws up a runner, no, and Odero rebounds.
Well, he's not as good at those folders as Epps is.
Long pass into the forecourt left for Pierre. Pierre backs it out. Odero at the top of the key yet again. Starts to the right, passes off the wing for Dual. He's going to step back, fire the 3, got it!
Galway knocking down that three-pointer. That's what he's got to do. Don't hesitate on those. He has a line drive shot, but he's making them.
Oh, first pass game shoots only 25% from 3 on the season. And the Friars are back up by 11. Epps has it on the right sideline, up high now for Bristol. Bristol finds Cook at the top of the key. Now Cook to the left outside the lobs corner for Heath. Comes off the screen, rolls to the right. Elbow jumper is up and no good. Rebound, though, taken by Cook down low. He spins. The runner is up. That's no good. Rebound tapped right to Odero, who rips it out of traffic.
Good activity on the glass by Georgetown, but Odero steps in there and squeezes that one.
Quick pass to Gaines on the left corner. Back out front for Dual. Top of the key for Odero. Thought about the deep 3. Now he looks to Trev. Right, comes back to the left, gets into the rain. Looking for the double team. He rips it away from Cook. And there's a hold, or they're going to call a held ball.
That's no held ball. That's a terrible call.
Cook reached in, but it was not but a split second. John Gaffney calls a held ball.
Weak call there. Odero should have thrown the bounce pass, though. He had an easy layup for Barron on the back door.
And with 7:16 to go, the Friars will give it back up to Georgetown. And we got a timeout. Friars 33, Hoyas 22. From Learfield, this is Providence Friar basketball.
Dave's Marketplace is a proud sponsor of Providence College Athletics. Dave's is a locally owned and operated company with 10 locations serving Rhode Island families. Dave's has won many awards for its prepared foods and pizza departments, so when you don't have time to cook, you can satisfy your family's needs. When you do have time
Did Shavak get some TV time on the big screen?
Nice. Nice.
Hope he doesn't get booed as being a Georgetown coach. Not his fault.
So we're going to take it to the owners. These owners, let's see if we show digital TV. No, listen to your technique and sometimes they use the accountants and markers no matter who you are. That's much easier. What do you expect to deserve? Often it's just a way to look at it. If you feel your makes an adjustment supposed to respond to their bank. Other visa
John and Joe back inside Madison Square Garden, and the Hot Potato Food Truck is a proud partner of PC Athletics. For your next event, call the Hot Potato Food Truck at 401-919-3009 as our partner in crime for Georgetown. The 50-year voice of the Georgetown Hoyas, Rich Shavotkin, gets a big shot up on the big screen here at the Garden.
Yeah, I mean, he's a great guy, too. He's been terrific, always pleasant personality. The guy's always has something nice to say about everybody. He's a really good guy. 50 years, John. Oof. But
I'm not going 50 years, Joe.
Well,
I know that comes as a shock to you, but I'm not doing that.
All right, man. Well,
you might, though.
No, I just want us to shoot 50%. And that's what the Friars are doing right now. They're 50% from the floor. They're 11 for 22 from the floor, and they're 6 for 13 from three in the ball game at 46%. So shooting the ball very well. Need to tie up the defense and try to stop Epps for Georgetown. I mean, Epps has been terrific in this game. He's got 17 of their 22 points. Even with Carter on him, he's been able to score. But that's the good news for the Hoyas. The bad news is he can't score all of them. And the Friars keep shutting down the other guys and make Epps work. And in the second half, he might not have as much left.
7:16 to go here in the opening half. Friar lead has been up as much as 14 in this one. Currently 11 right now. Jaden Epps has had himself a game already. Averaging better than 18 points per game. He's already got 17. We still got 27 minutes of game time to go.
Well, Carter's back in the ball game now, and he's got to have to check him some hands. He needs to slow him down a bit. Carter's usually slows down everybody he plays against.
And Carter meets Epps as he gets into the forecourt to our right with the ball. Up high, spins to the right side, outside the stripe. Backdoor pass, and Heath fumbled it. It goes out of bounds and a turnover.
Well, they set that up. That's typical Cooley. When he comes out of timeout, he likes to get a backdoor play on overplay. That time the Friars were waiting for it. They knew the play on that one, threw the ball out of bounds.
Friars then will inbound it, and Georgetown has some pressure in the backcourt. They'll find Jaden Epps with it. He'll go Jaden Pierre. They got Pierre against Epps. That's part of the problem here. And Pierre controls it for the Friars. High screen, Oduro. Pierre cuts to the left, back out front now for Oduro. Dribbles toward the right, works his way into the post on Cook, backs his way down to the right side, kicks it back out front for Pierre. Now a bounce pass to Oduro. Gets around the two guys, reverses it up, missed it short on the reverse.
Boy, had a good move, too. Just missed the layup left-handed.
Here's Epps in transition. Hands off. Bristol for three. Right side, no good. Long rebound. Pierre came down with it and crashed hard to the floor. Cook was underneath him and undercut him. I'm not sure either player could have done anything about it, but the foul is called on Supreme Cook.
A good point. I mean, Cook just happened to be in that area. But Cook tries to get every offensive rebound. They were just in the wrong place at the wrong time. I mean, they had to call something there. It looked like Cook just went underneath Pierre, but good job by Pierre getting on the glass, gets himself to the foul line.
Second foul on Cook, but that's 7 now on the Hoyas, so the Friars move into the bonus.
Hey, like
shooting a 1-and-1 here with 6:30 to go.
Like those drones over there. How do you see all those drones? It's like in a sci-fi movie. There's drones all over the place in here.
Drones are getting in my way.
That one's right over the...
Pierre going to the foul line here for a 1-and-1. First shot is no good. Missed it. First miss of the night at the foul line for the Friars. Georgetown grabs the rebound. Hand off right side Heath. Back to Epps. Quick pass to Cook in the post. Fumbled it. Picks it back up. Muscles his way in. Tries to turn around left. Comes back to the right. Missed the jump hook. Rebound tap controlled by Heath, who puts it back up. Or correction, it's Stiles who put it back up, and Stiles got fouled on the putback.
Well, Stiles was able to move Gaines out of there on the rebound. Get him out of the way. Gets the offensive glass.
Foul is called on Gaines. He picks up his first. 3 on the Friars. It'll be Stiles going to line to shoot 2 now for the Hoyas. Dontrez Stiles, 13 points per game in the regular season, an 80% foul shooter. Misses the first free throw. Georgetown, 73% from the line as a team. That was 8th best in the Big East Conference.
This Stiles is a pretty good player. And we mentioned he's a North Carolina transfer. He didn't get to play enough down there in North Carolina, but he was good enough to be recruited by them.
Mm-hmm.
But
Brumbaugh and Fielder, the 2 freshmen, back in the lineup now for Georgetown. Stiles' second shot. Lets it go. Missed it. 80% of the line. Missed them both. Gaines gets the rebound, and the Friars maintain an 11-point lead.
I just watched Cooley just waved his hand at him like, come on, man, you got to make free throws. Shooting 80%.
Pierre scoots to the right, penetrates down to the right block, gets double-teamed down to the post. Bounces back out for Oduro at the elbow. Oduro backs his way in on Fielder. Kicks the ball off into the corner. Pierre gets off a 3. In and out, it won't go. Rebound followed by Barron. Gets fouled on the put. No.
They call a foul on Barron.
Offensive foul called on Barron for a push from behind.
How did that referee see that? He was
way away.
On the other side of the play.
Second foul on Rich Barron, and that is now 4 on Providence in the half. And both teams now have kind of slowed the pace a little bit. Georgetown has not scored in the last 3 minutes. Friars have not scored in the last 2:15.
Well, they've had good looks. I mean, Jaden Pierre's had 3 wide open 3-point shots and hadn't made them all.
Yeah,
hadn't made them. He missed the front end of 1-1. The Friars should be up 20.
Jaden is 0 for 5 to start the game from the floor. That, as you said earlier, just really can't happen. Fielder goes left and takes it on the left wing on the sideline there for Heath. Guarded there by Corey Floyd, who's back in. Now a bounce pass up front for Epps. It gets around Carter to the right, goes down the right side, lays it up off the rim, and it goes in.
Man, he's tough tonight. I'll tell you that. I mean, he is really playing good basketball.
19 for Epps.
Good job by Carter right there. He baited the official into a foul on Stiles as he came over to try to knock the ball away, and Carter put his arms underneath Stiles and just pushed him up. And Stiles picks up the foul.
So Stiles does finally get his second foul. Good job of picking up the play-by-play there.
Oh, I'm sorry about that.
No. I was just saying because I was looking at the monitor and the score sheet, and all of a sudden, boom, I hear the whistle.
Yeah.
So good job.
The Friars were trying to get that ball down the court quickly after the made basket by Epps.
So Carter
Epps at 19 points.
Carter goes to the foul line for the first time, and the front end is good. That's his 9th point of the night. On the season, Devin was 72.3 from the foul line. Carter led the league in scoring. He was 4th in the league in rebounding, 3rd in the league in rebounding.
9 rebounds a game.
Second shot here is good. He's got 10 in the half. Friars go back up 11 with 5:24 to go in the first half here at the Garden. Brumbaugh hands off to Heath. High post now. And he'll find Fielder. Fielder gives the ball back to Brumbaugh. Cuts to the right. Stops. Lobs it back to Fielder. Open 3 left wing is an air ball. But there's Stiles to put it back up. Got the rebound. Ripped away on the floor. It flies high in the air. And Gaines comes up with it. Leading break up the floor for Carter. But 4 blue shirts are back. So Carter steps back for 3 and missed it. Gets his own rebound. And a foul is called under the basket.
Heath pushing off on Gaines, I think, as Gaines was boxing out going for that offensive rebound.
Yep, it is called on Jay Heath.
Trying to help you out, John, because we're so high up here, you can't even see down there. I'm just guessing on numbers.
The catbird seat.
Yeah, I mean, the scoreboard here at Madison Square Garden is an unbelievable scoreboard. I think they paid like,
millions.
I don't know how many millions they paid, but you can see that better than you can see the court from here.
Gaines missed the free throw. Oduro had the rebound, but it bounces off of his hand out of bounds. So the Friars have missed their last 2 shots from the foul line.
Ridiculous. I don't know how guys miss free throws. He's made 2 3-pointers in the game, and you miss a free throw wide open from 15 feet.
Sounds like they need a little coaching from you.
No, they did work all summer on that, and then when they go in the gym during the week, they got to shoot 1,000 free throws.
Yeah, it should. I mean, it's coming from a guy who hit 90% himself. Handoff there on the right side for Epps. Wants to step back and take the 3. Oduro comes up to grab him. Now he's going to drive by Oduro to the lane. Knocked out of bounds. Garway Dual with the block. Georgetown will keep it with 8 to shoot.
Good help by Garway. Good job by Oduro. Epps wanted to take a 3, but he got on that 3-point line and made him go to the basket. Now, Epps is very clever when he gets to the basket. He has those good floaters in the lane, but Garway left his man, came over and blocked the shot.
Georgetown will inbound, baseline left. Brumbaugh looks at the lob that finds Stiles on the wing in front of the Friar bench. Stiles cuts down to the baseline and drives. Offensive foul
Number
on
3.
Stiles. He picks up his third as Gaines was set and dropped to the floor.
Yeah, Cooley's throwing his arms up in the air against the official there. And Stiles has to come out here and put Masood back in the game. Masood, not a bad player. I mean, he's a guy who played on that Kansas State team that went to the Elite Eight, and he was a good shooter from outside. So he gives them some outside shooting.
That's 10 fouls on Georgia. Still got 4:31 to play in the half, so double bonus rest of the way for Providence. And the Friars will inbound into the backcourt, and Dual will bring it up against Brumbaugh. So freshman against freshman as he spins forecourt to the right side on the stand in front of the Georgetown bench. Dual gets around Jay Heath, steps into the lane, kicks it off left corner. Floyd, open three. Yes!
Good pass by Galway. Galway's playing good basketball in this one, John. He's playing with confidence out there. Gets in the lane. He had a layup, but he throws it out for the three-point shot by Floyd.
Floyd gets the first basket, and there are more Friars contributing here in this ball game, up to 14, matching their largest lead in the game. Brumbaugh left side. Into the game, Masood. We got a whistle that calms things down under the basket.
Corey Floyd grabbing inside on the post up on Jay Heath.
So Floyd picks up his second foul. That is number 5 on the Friars. We have a timeout with 3:57 to go in the first half. It's Providence 38, Georgetown 24 from Learfield. This is Providence Friar basketball.
Which is also why you choose Bank Rhode Island, because with the straightforward delivery and our commitment to serve with integrity and trust, you have a
Fans, please direct your attention to center court for a special presentation with Phillies Commissioner Val Ackerman and Tom Potter, Executive Vice President of Sweat. Throughout the tournament, the Phoenix and Sweat will recognize men and women from the service first responders for New York City. On Friday, January 26th, units responders will report from a five-on-third floor of an apartment building business companies of multipliers hanging windows, traffic lights, and smoke. These members successfully report the life-saving and transfer these cases immediately to waiting EMS members within CEMED. For their heroism and all responders.
Janney Montgomery Scott helps clients connect their life and their finances. Janney Montgomery Scott, LLC, member NYSE, FINRA, and SIPC. John and Joe, the Madison Square Garden firefighters from Ladder 28, Squad 41, and Rescue 3 being applauded here by the sellout crowd inside the Garden. Every game, all sessions, sold out in advance this year at the Big East Tournament. That means there will be more than 140,000 people in here over the next 3 days.
That's impressive. Well, this might be, John, the best conference tournament in the country.
Not even close.
I mean,
no one sells out every session except the Big East.
Yeah, it's a great venue, and people come to New York, and the atmosphere in here is just great. And every game is a fun game to watch, and it's just a great place to shoot the ball. And the Friars, speaking of shooting, just 12 for 16 right now. They're down to 44%. 7 for 16 from 3, though. 12 for 26. So they're getting that three-point shot up there at the basket. 7 for 9 from the foul line. The Hoyas, 9 for 25 overall, 44%. Three-point shots, though, they're 4 for 9. Jaden Epps has been the guy down those three-point shots.
He's at 3 or 4.
And it's a 2 for 5 from the line.
Friars out shooting Georgetown 46% to 36%.
Well, the
Hoyas have a 17-16 lead on the backboards, and Georgetown is not a great rebounding team, although they were third in the season in offensive rebounding.
Well, the Friars are getting balanced, too. They're getting multiple guys making three-point shots. You got Gaines with 2. You got Galway Dual with a 3-point shot in this one. He very rarely looks for 3-point shots. You got Barron with a couple of threes. The only guy that made a three is Jaden Pierre, and he's one of their best shooters. He's just been struggling with the ball, and Dual's in for him now, doing a good job.
Georgetown inbounds the ball. They got 16 to shoot. And Epps brings the ball to the right side against Carter. Has it on the right sideline, outside the three-point line extended. Bounce pass on the high post for Bristol. Bristol looks right, goes left, fires the three. No. Rebound Carter under the basket.
Well, the rest of the guys for Georgetown now have to start contributing and having a tough time making shots.
Carter takes it down into the post on Epps. Double team comes over on Carter. He swings it back out to Dual. Swings it, goes to the right for Floyd. Corey now has a couple of dribbles on the right side, moves toward the Georgetown bench, lobs it in the perimeter, got it tipped away. Floyd gets it back. Now finds it out to Carter with 7 to shoot.
Got the
Carter
freshman on him.
Got Brumbaugh in front of him, keeps the ball low, drives inside, banks it up. It will not go in, and the rebound taken by Brumbaugh. Up the floor, they find Epps. Epps lobs it down low, tipped and stolen by Dual. He took it away.
Dual's playing good basketball in this one. Very
3-on-3. Dual down the middle, stops at the line, out to Gaines. Gaines fakes the three, goes back out to Garway, who settles down as we go under 3 minutes to play in the first half.
Garway's so unselfish. He needs to go to the basket on plays. He can finish at the rim.
Carter drives right on Massoud. Backs it outside the three-point stripe again, down to 8 to shoot. Three-pointer, Oduro misses everything. Gaines gets the offensive rebound, but had it stripped away. It goes out of bounds as Brumbaugh stepped on the baseline when he had his hand on the ball. So Providence will keep it, but there's only 4.3 on the shot clock.
Good anticipation that time by Gaines. That should have been a foul on Brumbaugh. I mean, he grabbed his arm. How did he didn't get the ball? He grabbed his arm.
He had him pinned. Floyd comes out, Pierre back in.
Yeah, Jaden to make a shot in this one.
4.3 on the clock here. From the left side on the baseline, Pierre looks for the inbounds. He's going to float it out to Carter. Carter drives on Bristol. Right corner, Dual gets off the three. Off the rim, it won't stick. Brumbaugh with a rebound.
Well, good defense by Georgetown. Last 2 possessions.
Brumbaugh has it. Gets slowed down by Carter. Kicks the ball back left for Epps. Epps keeps it low. Drives on Dual. Gets to the top of the key. Puts it up short. No good. Oduro rebounds. And a foul on the floor.
Well, the foul on Oduro at that time. That's Gaffney. 2 in a row he's called against the Friars because he probably looked at the fouls up on the screen there and trying to even it out.
Oh, my goodness.
I mean, those 2 guys have been battling, he and Cook.
Where did that foul call come from?
Just made it up.
First foul on Oduro.
Gaffney, Mr. Kansas.
6th team foul. Georgetown inbounds. Back out front now to Epps, Kansas.
Yeah, does he have that Blue Jay stuck on his forehead
he
still?
Must still. Epps comes off the screen, rolls to the left elbow, steps back, three-pointer on the way. No. Long rebound's going to come out of bounds on the near side. It'll be Providence ball.
Well, Epps was getting those shots early on, but, when you keep having to go against Carter possession after possession, you're not going to knock those down at a consistent level. That time there, Carter was right on his shooting hand. That's a tough shot to make. Epps has been great, but, you can't continue to make those spectacular threes.
Friars have only made 1 of their last 7. Georgetown 0 for their last 6. And yet the Friars still lead by 14. We're under 2 to play.
Georgetown switch to a little zone here, show, and then maybe they go back to man. But
Pierre drives left, goes right to the basket on Brumbaugh. Right corner for 3. Off the back iron. Rebound, Oduro. Hands it back to Carter. He's got an open look at 3. That one's short. Rebound tipped, and Massoud controls for the Hoyas.
Friars getting good looks. Just in a cold spell right now. Can't make shots again.
Brumbaugh hesitates, steps back. Now kicks it left for Massoud. Massoud goes up for a deep 3 on the left wing, and he buries it.
I tell you, that guy can shoot. You got to know where he is. He can make shots.
He had 16 points in the Friars win in Providence earlier this year. He pulls his team back within 11 with 1:11 on the clock. Pierre now settles it down in the mid-floor circle.
Zone by Georgetown, a little matchup 2-3.
2-3 zone as Pierre takes it to the right side of that zone. Out front now for Gaines. Lobs it to Oduro. There's a hold in the paint.
Cook.
They'll get Supreme Cook, and that is 3 on Cook with 58 seconds to go before halftime. And it'll put Oduro at the line shooting 2 in the double bonus.
That's a big foul on Cook because he's a guy who can match up against Oduro physically. I got to put Fielder in the game, the freshman there, and Oduro can have his way against Fielder.
So Stiles and Cook both with 3 fouls in the first half for Georgetown here with 58.5 on the clock. And Josh Oduro has hit 3 of 3 from the foul line.
You jinx him there?
7 points total.
Friars missed their last 2 from the foul line.
Knock on wood, reverse whammy. Hits it.
Oduro's, he's perfect from the line.
knock on wood, reverse whammy. And they will bring Fielder into the game for Cook, who just picked up, as we said, his third personal.
You just make some shots here, they can blow this thing wide open. They've had a lot of good looks here in the first half.
Oduro's second shot is good, so he gets them both to go. 9 points in the half for Oduro.
Friars go small right now. They bring in Corey Floyd for Oduro. And basically have 5 guards on the floor here with that's 58 seconds.
So Gaines is matched up with Fielder in the middle. Here comes Brumball into the forecourt, angles to the far side, picked up by Pierre. Up high now for Epps. Carter's right in front of him. Swings it right. Massoud, catch and shoot 3. No. Rebound Carter again.
Well, they went on screen that time, got away with it. Corey Floyd got there late. Massoud had a good look, just missed the shot.
Friars with Carter walking into the forecourt now. And you've got about 14 seconds difference between the clocks. And then Kim English now will call the use it or lose it 30-second timeout here with 30.6 in the half, and the Friars have 16 to shoot.
Well, the Friars have those 5 guards. Well, it looks like they're going to put Oduro back in the game. Yeah, here comes Oduro back in here. So if you see this zone here by Georgetown coming out of this timeout, they've been finding Oduro on those zones where he sets the screen up top and then he floats into the foul line. They throw a little bounce pass and he goes to the basket. If the defense collapses, he throws it out to the corner. You know, the Gaines has made a couple of threes. They got some guys in the corner. When they have those shots, they got to knock them down.
Neither team has hit a field goal in the last, or at least the Friars haven't hit a field goal in the last 3:45, and yet they're still up by 13.
Yeah, Georgetown's struggling to score. I mean, Jaden Epps has the 19 points. He's been stuck on 19 for a while, but none of his teammates.
The rest of the team has 8.
Yeah, the rest
8 points in 19 minutes.
Yeah, they don't. You know, they're not. You know, Massoud came in off the bench and knocked down a 3, but when you have one guy taking all the shots early in the game, John, the rest of the guys standing around watching him and they don't get involved offensively. And I think that hurts the rhythm of everybody on your team. But you got to involve everybody. The Friars was involving everybody in the first half, throwing the extra pass, and guys were making some shots, so you got some people scoring some points. This is the best balance the Friars have had in quite a while. You got Gaines with 8. You know, Pierre has his 2 free throws.
You got 7 players, Joe, who have scored in the first half. That usually does not happen.
No, that doesn't. I mean, you could go with only 3 guys in the first half. You know, Carter and Oduro are going to score, but then you get one other guy maybe score a couple of points. But that's been it. Friars have had 2 starters many games this year who didn't score a point in the game. The first half.
Carter inbounds to Duval, rushes into the forecourt, hands off to Carter between the circles. Pierre now finds Oduro in the middle, left corner. Duval, quick pass down low for Gaines. Gaines gets pushed out of the position by Massoud. He shares it to Oduro with a jumper, short. No, it's in and out. Rebound for Bristol. Georgetown will get the last one.
Good shot there by Oduro. They had a nice play set up.
Here's Epps, mid-floor circle, down to 7, down to 6. Epps has Carter right in front of him with 5, with 4, now with 3. Starts his move to the right with 2, right corner. Brumball for 3, well short.
Blocked by Duval.
Got his hands on it, and the buzzer goes off. And the Friars will take a 13-point lead into the locker room at halftime over the Georgetown Hoyas, looking to make it 3 for 3 against Georgetown this season. It's Providence 40 and Georgetown 27. We'll have more here at Madison Square Garden in New York coming up from Learfield. This is Providence Friar basketball.
This is head coach Kim English, and our friends here at Midland Roofing are proud to raise the roof for Providence Athletics. Give them a call and tell them I sent you, and they will help you protect your house. Go Friars!
Wow, shiny. Why are you so curious and that? You look like a racing sailboat. My bank took me to get cleaned.
Huh. So your bank took you to the cleaners?
No.
I see my reflection in your forehead.
Did your bank take you to the cleaners? No. It's simply by checking from Santander.
One.
There's no monthly fee. Oh.
Fans, don't forget to purchase your official Women's Men's Basketball Tournament gear at any one of the many merchandise stands on the 6th floor concourse. Get yours today.
We're back with the action. Coke Zero Sugar might be the best Coke ever.
That's right, Jim. With its irresistible taste and zero sugar, Coke Zero is a must-try for any sports fan. So make sure you... Wait, Jim, I didn't even try it right now. We're still in the air.
Should have waved.
Best Coke Take a taste, Jen.
Really?
No, not right now, Jen. We got a game to call.
Physical therapy is the career choice for physical therapy individuals. You deserve a physical therapy to ensure you remain comfortable while achieving the results you want. Elite Physical Therapy is staffed by a team of highly trained and talented physical therapists, all of whom take the time to listen to your concerns and answer your questions. That way, they can create a personalized treatment plan that puts your comfort first. Elite Physical Therapy, award-winning hands-on care for healthy results. It's your choice where to go.
There are many ways to say God has one taste and only one more taste.
Oh, shoot.
O'Durl has it, the double, back out to Carter, they leave him, he steps to the left, gives it back to Barron, who gets off another three. That was too strong, it comes right to O'Durl, who puts it back up and in and gets fouled.
Look at the unselfishness of this Pryor team right there. You had Carter who had open three, pump fake, got the defender away. He could have shot that one. He was wide open. He throws it over to Barron for a three-pointer, and he misses it. And there's O'Durl crashing the glass. Pryor's getting on the board right now. Second chance opportunity.
So Providence getting a lot of good looks in that first half at the basket, as Georgetown's defense was sporadic at best in the half. Providence's main problem is that they can't put some of those easy ones back in the hole, but they got just enough to claim a 13-point lead at halftime over the Georgetown Hoyas at 40-27. John Rooke with Joe Hassett back in Madison Square Garden. And all honesty, you know, there wasn't a huge spurt in the first half. Friars had an early 11-1 run to basically take charge out of the gate, but it was Jaden Epps almost single-handedly that really kept Georgetown within shooting distance for much of the half. He ends up with 19 of their 27 points at halftime.
Yeah, not almost. He did keep it single-handedly in the game, but you know what happens with that is he's making all those shots and did a really good job scoring against Carter. Something we haven't seen all year, but you know Carter's going to wear you down eventually, and Jaden Epps can't score all the points. He needs help from his teammates, just like Carter and O'Durl during this year. I mean, they need help from their teammates to score the ball as well. And the difference is the Friars got some good balance from the guys who haven't been scoring in the ball game in the last couple of ball games. You know, you got ticket games with 8 points. He hasn't been scoring a lot of points. He's playing a lot inside and banging. He's got 2 3-pointers in the game. Barron had his cup game last ball game. He's made a couple of threes. So you're getting some contributions from the other guys. And, you know, when you play against Georgetown, they don't guard you, so you're going to get some good looks. You just have to make the shots. The only guy who has been making shots for the Friars, John, has been Jaden Pierre. He's had 3 wide-open looks. I haven't been able to knock him down yet, but, you know, if you can get one of those to go down and gets infectious and everybody starts making more shots.
Well, you did have 5 players that made threes in the first half. Carter had 2. Gaines had 2. Boyd, Duval, and Barron each had 1.
Yeah, I mean, I thought Galway Duval, you just mentioned him. He made a 3. You know, he doesn't look for his 3-point shot. He likes to penetrate and throw it out to open shooters. And he had a good half. I mean, he played good defense. He blocked a couple of shots on the defensive end. He got a couple of rebounds. So he did a good job when Pierre was struggling offensively. Coach English went to Pierre and put Duval in the game, who's been sick. He's had the flu and came in and get some quality minutes in that first half.
Well, the big key, however, might be the fact that the last 4 minutes and 15 seconds of the half here without a field goal, they hit just one of their last 10, Joe, from the floor and still lead by 13.
Yeah, I mean, those droughts just kill you. You know, when you think about it, they're way up in the ball game, and they could be easily up by 25, 30 points if they were knocking down their open looks. You can't get much better shots than they've been getting. They've had some really good looks at the basket. Even Josh O'Dorrell's missed a couple of floaters in the lane there that he normally makes. So, but I like the balance and I like the unselfishness. They're not a selfish team to begin with, but throwing the extra pass. They know they can get any shot they want because Georgetown really doesn't guard anybody. So if you take your time and you get some good looks, you got to knock them down.
Halftime, Friars by 13 over the Hoyas, looking to move to Thursday's quarterfinals against 2-seed Creighton. More coming up from Madison Square Garden. This is Providence Friar basketball from Learfield.
Sorry.
Cushions are uncomfortable. Jesus.
No, these feel good when I'm sitting up. You know?
Oh, I like sitting up, but I'm like, wow.
I think it's
my
great.
bony butt.
Oh, you got a big fat ass. That's why it doesn't work.
No, if I had a fat ass, I'd have cushion.
If you had a fat ass, you wouldn't need a cushion.
That's why it's bony.
Look at Austin Crochet just sent me. Georgetown.
Fuck those guys.
Oversized sandwiches and entree favorites like pulled pork, mac and cheese, chicken caprese, or steak tips. One True Good is also recognized as one of the most allergy-friendly restaurant brands in the U.S., and the entire menu can be made gluten-free. Visit onetruegood.com for more information, and go Friars.
Here's what gets impaired when you use alcohol or drugs. Your reaction time, your perception.
You know, we got 2 Friar graduates on the assistant coaching staff for him, too.
Your coordination. And more.
Yep.
Which explains why
My guess is, I mean, as long as that's what they want to do, is that Ivan probably takes LaDante and Kyron with him. That way they might move into full-time assistant positions.
Well, they don't have that now, right? No, they don't.
LaDante's player development. And Kyron's, video.
Kyron's what?
He's like the video guy.
Oh.
And the incredible Finnegan family for being phenomenal partners. Finetco embodies an elite mindset in every project they undertake. It's about seizing the moment, just like on the court. With 3 convenient locations across Rhode Island, Connecticut, and Massachusetts. If you have any home improvement or building needs, call Finetco at 1-800-390-0919 or visit them at finetco.net. And let's unite to build a winning future. Go.
In 1933, our grandfather contacted and started out selling beer and wine in small liquor stores in Rhode Island. And in 1962, I bought a backpack and moved package from the Southern Location in Houston, Illinois. And right out that time, that collection was full. And after 3 family generations, we've made massive business from the largest liquor store in New England, which means that we buy the most, so you pay the least. Visit the newly remodeled Hot Food Superstore on Ball Spring Road in Hull, where we buy the most, so you pay the least.
Duval will bring it up against Brumball. So freshman against freshman as he spins into the forecourt to the right side. On the sideline in front of the Georgetown bench. Duval gets around Jay Heath. Steps into the lane. Kicks it off left corner. Floyd, open 3. Yes!
Good pass by Galway. Galway's playing good basketball in this one, John. He's playing with confidence out there. It's in the lane. He had a layup, but he throws it out to the 3-point shot by Floyd.
Floyd gets the first basket, and there are more Friars contributing here in this ball game. Up 14, matching their largest lead of the game. That 14-point lead was their largest of the half on a couple of occasions, the last time at 38-24. And then from that point, the Friars did not get another field goal. They scored 2 free throws in the final 4:15, and yet still lead by 13 at the break at 40-27. John and Joe back here at MSG. Quick look at the numbers. Friars had 10 from Devin Carter, 9 from Oduro with 7 rebounds to lead the team in rebounding in the first half. And Devontae Ticket Gaines had 8 points and 5 boards. Georgetown had 19 from Jaden Epps, as we've talked about in this one, and only 3 other players managed to score. They got a 3 from Massoud. They got a 3 from Heath. They got a deuce from Styles, who picked up foul trouble in the first half at 3 fouls, and so did Supreme Cook, also with 3 fouls in the first half inside for the Hoyas. And that's it. Hoyas shot 32% on 10 of 31. They were 5 of 15 on threes, and only 2 of 5 from the free throw line. Friars really not that much better. 12 of 32 from the floor, 38%, 7 of 20 from 3, 35%, but did hit 9 of 11 from the foul line. Rebounds went to Georgetown, 22 to 21.
Well, with all the good looks the Friars have, John, I mean, if they just shot the ball at a 50%, 52% clip, they'd be up 25 in this ball game. And they've had everything they wanted out there. They're running their offense efficiently. They're getting good looks. And they slowed down Epps the second part of that first half. I mean, he was playing great basketball, making everything. 3-pointers, getting fouled on threes, making 4-point plays. I mean, but then Carter's still on him. Carter made him work. And I think, the last ball game, when you looked at Epps, I mean, he needs help from his teammates, which he's not getting right now. And score all the points. And going to have to work extra hard to play against Carter because Carter's going to continue to stay after him trying to dunk the ball.
Friars are 14-1 in the season when they lead the game at halftime. They've got this lead right now at 13 points at 40-27. And that they know that if they're going to stay here for a while and continue to do what they can do to improve the tournament selection committee, should they not win the Big East tournament, you can't pay attention to the scoreboard. You got to keep playing as hard as you can.
Well, and you keep your rhythm going. I mean, this game is not over, obviously, but you want to have good habits in this ball game, and you want to start to play well. You want to come out of this game with a big offensive night, big offensive second half. You want to blow Georgetown team out of here because they're not very good, and you want to go into the next ball game with a lot of confidence in all your teammates who felt like they had a good ball game tonight, and they come into the next game. If they're shooting the ball well in this one, they feel like they can come out the next game and do the same thing. So this is more of a confidence builder. You got to win the game. Obviously, you can't go to the next game, but you have to come out here and play with a sense of urgency, like you want to beat this team by 25 and make shots when you're wide open.
That's the goal. And the second half is straight ahead from the Garden, from Learfield. This is Providence Friar basketball.
Castro didn't play in the first half. You notice that?
Nope. Got it.
So we must be on Sirius radio, right, John?
I'm sure we are. Unless he's listening to Georgetown.
Austin's in L.A.
Yeah.
So he could be 201?
I don't know. Is it 201?
Sports.
Let me
Sports
see. Hold
201.
on. Let me see. Sports schedule.
He's on Sirius. Yeah, it says Sirius XM here. And then it says sports.
Yeah, we're on 201.
201.
Channel 201.
Which is also why we chose Bank because with a straightforward delivery of services and our commitment to serve with integrity and trust, you have a bank that's just as committed to add that extra touch. It's Bank, well practiced, for Bank All Out. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
You need to keep your mind and body in the game. With over 90 board-certified radiologists with broad-based experience and subspecialty training, Rhode Island Medical Imaging will deliver the most accurate diagnosis possible. If you need X-ray, MRI, scan, or another imaging exam, for women, as the first and only outpatient diagnostic imaging center of Rhode Island, we provide you with the highest quality of care. To find one of Raymond's 16 state-of-the-art locations near you, visit RaymondRad.com. Are you ready to drive your career forward? Let's get you in the driver's seat at Rooke. Rooke has served commuters for more than 50 years. If you're ready to get on board, Rooke will get you behind the wheel of your career. Easier, stable, secure, setting you up for success. Rooke offers great benefits, including health, vision, dental, and a pension plan. Visit Rooke.com/jobs for details.
Coach English here to talk injuries. Ortho Rhode Island Express offers
What's up, man?
injury care for strains, breaks, tears, and more by orthopedic specialists who won't find an urgent care or walk-in clinic. Call 401-777-7000. Option 1 for a same or next day appointment, including evenings and Saturdays. And learn more at OrthopedicsRI.com/express. Ortho Rhode Island Express. Injuries don't wait. Neither should you.
Looking for a cost-effective travel option between Providence, Boston, Connecticut, and New York? There's a car and train option and right on Go Buses with convenient stops in downtown Providence, Cambridge, Newton, Hartford, New Haven, and Midtown Manhattan. Go Buses is a choice for you. Each bus features complimentary Wi-Fi, outlets at each seat are electronics, and a free bottle of water. Departure start at just $18 one way. For more information or purchase a ticket, visit GoBuses.com. Make the right choice and ride with Go Buses.
This Happy Ready Blood Test is an exclusive presentation of Learfield under the blood testing rights sponsored by Providence College. The use of this presentation is prohibited without the express written consent of Providence College. And Learfield announcers are provided by Learfield and approved by
Back.
John Rooke, Joe Hassett, back at Madison Square Garden in New York, where the Georgetown Hoyas actually have 8 Big East tournament titles in school history. That's more than any other single program that's ever been in or out of the Big East Conference. The Friars are 25-39 all time in Big East tournament play, having lost their last 2 games the last 2 years, and having lost 4 of the last 5 times they have played here in this building in the Big East tournament. But there are 2 tournament championships to Providence's credit. 30 years ago, almost to the day, in 1994, they beat this Georgetown team. And then, of course, again in 2014 against Creighton, who would play if they win this game tonight against Georgetown. Providence, however, 1-7 all time in Big East tournament play against Georgetown. Hoya is trying to flip the script here in the second half.
Yeah, Friars have had their way with Georgetown the last couple of years, but ironically, the Friars, when they got to the Final Four back in Bettino's days, they beat Georgetown to get to the Final Four. So they've had some big wins in the NCAA tournament and in the Big East tournament against Georgetown when they had those good teams when they made the Final Four a couple of times.
Friars in the home whites, Georgetown on the road dark blues, and Providence will have the ball to start the second half. They'll work basket to our right on the radio here in half number 2 with a 40-27 lead over the Georgetown Hoyas and a chance to play tomorrow night at 7 against 2C Creighton with a win.
A little zone here that Georgetown's going to start off on.
Carter has it right up high now for Barron. Goes left for Pierre. Back to Devin. He's going to launch a deep 3 off the rim. No good. Cook with the rebound.
Oh, that's his shot. I mean, again, these shots are wide open for the Friars. They're not used to that. You got to start making some shots.
Top of the key with it is Jaden Epp. The ball is intercepted in the post by Barron. He stepped right in front of the bounce pass. He feeds Carter on the run. Right side for Pierre. Pierre enters the post. Top of the key. Barron, an open look. Nope. Misses almost everything. And the ball is then taken back by Gaines. It goes out of bounds, and it is off of Georgetown. And Providence will get the ball.
Gaines never gives up on the play. He's always out there flailing his body around all over the place. Friars get to keep the ball. Last 2 3-point shots the Friars have taken this been awful. Glass smashes. You got to get Oduro the ball in the paint. Let him get him some shots in the paint.
Cook's got 3 fouls in there. You got to take the ball inside. Pierre has it on the inbounds.
That's why they're playing zone.
Now drives to the left side, goes for Barron. Barron gets dribble penetration to the elbow, top of the key. Swings it right for Pierre, now for Gaines. Gaines feeds Oduro. Oduro with 6 to shoot. Double team on him. Kicks the ball out to Carter, goes left for Barron. He's going to shoot with 2, with 1, reverse, score!
What a shot by Barron. I mean, he got passed up the 3. I like that. Took him back the nice move to the basket. Scores at the end of the shot clock.
Barron's got 7 of the ball game. Friars up 15. It's now their largest lead of the game. We're just underway, a minute deep into the second half. Bounce pass to Jaden Epps between the circles. Supreme Cook. A handoff there for Jay Heath. Curls to the right, cut off by Barron. Now back for Brumbaugh, who gets into the lane. He fakes, he falls. He tries to dump it off to Cook, and it goes out of bounds into the Georgetown bench and a turnover.
Good defense by Pierre that time. He closed him out, and then when Brumbaugh picked up the ball, he shuffled his feet, lost his balance, threw the ball out of bounds.
So the Friars will get it on the Georgetown turnover. That's 9 turnovers in the half or in the game for Georgetown. Providence has just 1 turnover in this game, Joe. On the high post, Oduro, a hand back to Carter on the right wing. He gets dribble penetration down low, clears it all the way through. Reversal out front to Gaines for 3. Yes!
It's so easy. The timeout, Ed Cooley. It's so easy for Providence. I mean, they should easily be up 30 in this ball game. Every shot they have is wide open. They got to start knocking them down.
So Ed Cooley calls the quick timeout here with 18:21 to go in the second half, and the Providence lead grows to its largest at 18 at 45-27. What a difference making shots can make. We'll take the timeout from Learfield. This is Providence Friar basketball.
It's so easy. Ernie D.
Yep.
They got Ernie D coming out.
Coming on now.
Yeah.
Best coach ever? Take a taste, Jen. Really? No, not right now, Jen.
Reggie Williams, huh?
Mm-hmm. Ernie never played in the Big East, though.
Nope. They just wanted each team to honor a legend here in their game. So that they picked Ernie. The New England laborers are training the workforce of today that will build tomorrow. With state-of-the-art training academies throughout New England, you'll be equipped with the construction skills, knowledge, and experience to start your career and a better tomorrow. LIUNA, feel the power. Friars up by 18 here in the second half, and the one and only Ernie D. Gregorio being honored as a Big East legend by Providence College, even though he technically never played Big East.
No, he never played in the Big East, but Ernie had a great career at Providence, and he is a legend for sure. He was the third pick in the draft one year and made Rookie of the Year in the NBA for the Buffalo Braves. So Ernie had a great career at Providence. He's a terrific player, one of the best point guards ever to play the game.
Actually, I think it's a very cool idea that the Big East and their Legends Award program, they've asked every school, all 11 schools, to recognize players who have meant something in their basketball histories, both men and women's side, and Ernie was the number one choice for the Friars.
Well, when you look at the history of the Friars, you can have Eric Murdoch come out here. Eric Murdoch had a great career. Otis Thorpe, they actually played in the Big East.
Ton of guys.
There's a lot of guys you can honor at Providence College. They had a great tradition there at PC.
Inbounds, Georgetown has the ball after taking the timeout, 1:40 deep into the half.
Not to mention Billy Donovan, who took him to the Final Four.
No question. 5-0 start to the second half for the Friars. Brumbaugh has it outside the arc left side. Forecourt to our left on the radio here in half number 2. Feed to Cook in the post. Cook turns around, 15-footer up, off the rim, backside, no good. Rebound tip, but saved by the Friars.
Good box out by Gaines. Didn't allow his man to get it, so his teammate got the ball.
Carter gets to the foul line, spins inside the lane, throws it up wildly off the front of the rim. Not a good shot. Georgetown with the rebound.
Carter usually doesn't take bad shots. You live with one of those.
Long pass into the right corner, back out to Epps. Epps throws up the runner at the rim, doesn't get it. Foul on the floor.
Foul on Gaines. They're trying to throw the alley-oop that time to Cook, and Gaines didn't allow that to happen. He grabbed him from back.
So Tickett will pick up his second foul. That is the first one of the half here for Providence, with 17:38 to play.
That's a good foul right there. That was a layup. Take the ball out of bounds.
Georgetown will inbound it from the baseline, the right of the basket, 20 on the shot clock. He'll lob it out front to Supreme Cook, who's in there with 3 fouls. Lobs it left, now to Epps on the sideline. Gets around a screen from Gaines. Drives, throws up the runner, scores. That's his shot.
Well, when the Friars chase around screens, Epps knows it, and he's going to keep going to the basket until somebody steps up on him.
Pressure now in the backcourt for Georgetown as Epps gets the first basket of the half. He's got 21 for the game for the Hoyas. Oduro has it well out on the perimeter, and will hand it off to Jaden Pierre.
Good defense. There's only 13 on the shot clock now.
Pierre works left, goes right to the rim, lays it up, too strong. And rebound tipped out again to Epps. Epps into the forecourt for Brumbaugh. He feeds it, and an over-the-head dunk Inside by Styles.
Good job there by Georgetown getting offense from their defense.
Carter thought about the deep three, decides the better of it, pulls it back out for Pierre. Lead cut back to 14. Now Pierre spins away from Brumbaugh, gives it back to drives, lays it up with a finger roll and scores.
They do that play nicely. They do that pick and roll, and Oduro's that's a good player. You can finish at the rim, hit the little floater, or find an open teammate in the corner.
11 for Oduro in the game. Back to a 16-point game. Cook is on the high post, turns, gets to the foul line, drives left, leans inside with the left hand, and scores using some muscle. First basket for Supreme Cook. And a whistle as the Friars get it into the forecourt quickly. Georgetown is called for the foul.
Tom Brumbaugh grabbing Carter as he was trying to get to the basket.
First foul, or actually second foul on Brumbaugh. First team foul for Georgetown in the half. Garway Dual checks in for the first time here in half two.
Well, Pierre's been struggling offensively this whole game. Dual gave him a nice lift when he came in the first half.
Friars will inbound it from the forecourt near side. To our right, Carter shouting out some instructions as he gets the ball from Mike Palau. And they'll lob it to Oduro just outside the foul line. Turns, looks for Carter, back door, he gives it to Carter, and he slams it home!
I mean, he's just a freak. I mean, that's a tough play right there. He was backwards to the basket, and he threw the ball up, he looked for the ball, found it, and dunked it home.
12 for Carter in the game. What a play. Showing off the athleticism that helped make him player of the year in the Big East Conference. Cook hands off to Heath, curls around the screen, three-pointer up, off the iron, no. Rebound tap, controlled by Providence. Duval pushes up the floor. Here's Carter taking off. Lobs it to Oduro, who can't catch and shoot. Couldn't hold it, and Georgetown goes the other way. And then Duval knocks it away, but Epps retreats and picks it back up. Now he'll work on Oduro to the top of the key. Goes by him. Goes it off in the right corner. Dumps it back outside for Heath. Now again into the corner. Three-pointer up by Bristol is good.
Well, Duval trying to almost steal a couple of times, but he got late on that one. And they knocked down a three-pointer.
First basket of the game for Wayne Bristol of Georgetown. Makes it 49-36, 15-18 on the clock. Friars keep threatening to pull away, just can't quite get there. Carter draws three blue shirts as he gets dribble penetration, misses the reverse layup. Georgetown gets the rebound. They're on the run, up the floor. Epps with the floater, around the rim and in again. They just can't stop that tonight.
Well, I mean, Friars are taking some bad shots. You know, they get up by 18, and then they're going one-on-one and taking some crazy shots. They weren't doing that in the first half.
Yeah, 7 unanswered points here by Georgetown. They pull back with an 11, and Kim English calls the timeout. 15:02 to play. 49-38, Providence from Learfield. This is Providence Friar basketball.
So your bank took you to the cleaners? No. I see my reflection in your forehead. Did your bank take you to the cleaners?
No, this is direct checking from Santander. Usually account once a month. There's no monthly fee.
Oh, that's much easier.
Your bank's much of deserve.
Since 1975, Roofing has been to provide the best customer service and quality workmanship in the Rhode Island roofing industry. We stay on top of the latest trends and styles, and give you a wide variety of options available. Engineering a certified master roofing contractor, and only a handful of Rhode Island. Trust our fully insured and registered roofing experts when you need the best roofing needs. Call us at 401-738-8282 or online at midwayroofingri.com. We'll give you an estimate for roof installation or removal.
There are many ways to say Miller has more taste and more calories than Nickel and Bullshit. With the show Friday with your high school reunion.
Which one is it? He's going to see. Let's take a look at the garbage.
Whatever you say it, it's this time. Celebrate responsibly. 2021 Miller Brewing Company.
Milton Cat is your Caterpillar equipment dealer for the Northeast and a proud sponsor of Providence College Athletics. John and Joe here at Madison Square Garden. And the Hoyas have hit 5 of the last 6 shots from the floor here to start the half. Pulled back within 11.
Yeah, I mean, and the taking some shots that really weren't taken in the first half, John. They were throwing the extra pass, getting some good looks, wide open looks, but a little bit too much one-on-one here to start the second half. When they got the 18-point lead, they started to go a little showtime out there, and they got to get back to what got them that lead. Move the, set some screens, throw the extra pass. You're going to get whatever you want against this Georgetown defense, but you have to go down and play defense yourself. The Friars going to sleep on the defensive end. That's why Kim Inglis called that timeout.
It's an 11-4 Georgetown run since the Friars had the 18-point lead not quite 2 minutes into the second half. And both teams now are even at 39% shooting. Both teams are even at 35 from three. The difference is the foul line. Friars are 9 for 11, Georgetown 2 for 5. And the Hoyas have also out-rebounded the Friars, 26-24.
Yeah, just shooting 39% too, John, against a defense that really doesn't exist. But, the last three possessions, Georgetown's played decent defense. They were able to get the shot clock to wind down, and they're making the Friars take some ill-advised shots. And Georgetown's been able to get out on the break because they're rebounding the Friars, get down the floor and get some easy hoops.
So perhaps a gentle reminder by Kim English here in the huddle. 15:02 to go. And the lead cut back to 11. Friars will have the basketball. Rich Barron will inbound from the baseline to our left, forecourt. To our left, and he bounces. Double team goes right back now to Barron from Carter. Pressure in the backcourt by Georgetown defensively, 2-2-1 pressure. Friars breed it with Oduro to the right side, and back out front for Carter. He swings it out to Jair in the center circle.
Now they fall back into a zone.
And already down to 10 shoot.
Now they're back to man-to-man.
Pierre has it on the left wing. Looks to penetrate, going to go up with a deep three, and Epps blocked it, and then Gaines gets it back and couldn't get it, and he stepped out of bounds.
Jaden Pierre's having a tough ball game. He is not a non-factor in this one.
Not at all.
0 for 7 from the floor?
Yep.
Good defense again by Georgetown. They had the Friars take some time with their press, and the Friars were late to set up the offense against their defense.
Well, let's see if the Hoyas can cut it to single digits. Bristol has it. Hands off for Cook on the high post. Now a handoff for Heath, who bobbles it and picks it back up against Pierre. Now comes left for Bristol. Heath between the circles. Then the handoff for Epps. Epps looks to make his position on Carter. Slaps away. Drives to the left. Rolls down the left side of the line. Upner hands it and scores from the left side. And Jaden Epps is doing it all by himself. He's got his team back within 9.
That was a good move. He beat Carter to the basket on that one. You don't normally get that shot off Carter. He blocks the shot.
25 for the game for Jaden Epps. And it's 49-40. Friars need to step up the O. Pierre, wide open three. Nope, missed it. And a foul under the basket.
They're just giving that shot to Pierre, too.
Barron just picked up the foul under the basket.
Yep. I mean, Jaden Pierre had a wide open look. I mean, they're begging him to shoot that shot there. He was so wide open.
Barron's third personal. Second team foul. And Georgetown with the ball down by 9. Heath has it at the top of the key. Works to the right on Pierre. Open three for Heath. No good. Long rebound taken by Pierre.
Yeah, that was a wide open look, too. That would have been a big one for Joe.
Sure would have been. Put him right back in the game, Joe.
Friars need to score here. Get the ball to Oduro.
Pierre drives to the right, gets cut off by Cook. Top of the key, Oduro, and he travels. My goodness.
Well, he's going to take that shot, and then he decided he's going to put it on the floor, and he's in between shooting it and dribbling it and picks up the turnover.
This is a comedy of errors right now. This team can't get out of its own way. That's the problem. Well, they know what they need to do.
They were up 47-30.
They were up 45-27.
And they've got 4 points since that time.
And that lead has been cut in half over the last 4 minutes. Hand to Heath between the circles, pulls it out against Pierre, now leaves it for Epps in the center circle. Epps works to the left, again hands off to Heath, well out on the perimeter. Again, left now for Stiles. Corey Floyd is checked in for the Friars. Epps has it and got bumped by Pierre.
Well, Pierre trying to deny him the ball right there. Georgetown's doing a lot of ball movement and passing, but they ultimately want to get the ball to Epps late in the shot clock and let him take over.
First foul on Pierre. That's 3 on Providence. And so Georgetown will inbound it with 13:08 to play. 49-40. Friars drought is now better than 3 minutes here in the second half. And these droughts just keep coming at the worst times possible. Bristol will inbound from the left near side, left forecourt. Bristol handles, touching it to Epps. Out on the perimeter against Barron, who has 3 fouls. They'll find Stiles toward the left corner. Stiles swings it away, gives it back to Epps again in the corner. Epps is going to work on Carter down to 4. Step back, three-pointer on the way, off the iron, no good. Oduro rebound.
Job by Oduro, boxing out. Cook is a tough guy to keep off the boards.
Here's Carter. He's going to work on Epps now. He's going to step back at 3. Nope. Rebound, offensive glass. Barron had it, and a foul on the floor.
Good job by Barron. He's battling on the glass right there. Carter again trying to take it to Epps, make Epps play some defense, and Epps was right on that shooting hand.
So the foul called on the Hoyas, and I think is it called on Cook?
No, I think it might have been on Style. No, on 31.
Cook's going to come out of the game, and they'll bring Drew Fielder back in. Stiles is called for the foul. That's his 4th.
4 fouls on Stiles. That's a big foul right there.
The Friars now will inbound it. Well, actually, no, they're not going to call it on Stiles. They're going to call it on Bristol.
Yeah, I thought Bristol 31. I thought he was the guy that did commit that foul.
The Friars inbound to Barron at the free throw line. Oduro puts it on the floor. Double team meets him quickly, and it gets slapped away and stolen. Goodness.
Oduro had a guard on him, too. He should have elevated that time right in the paint.
Epps jumps back. Fielder gets off an open 3. Off the back iron, no good. Rebound ripped away. Taken by Georgetown. Epps gets into traffic. Lays it up with the right hand. Around the rim, no. Rebound tip, no good. And finally, Pierre has it. Pierre leads the break. Left to right into the forecourt. Finds Carter on the right sideline. Slows it down. Scoots back to the center. Fielder plays off of him. Now gets it back to Pierre. Left side for Barron. Quick pass into the post. Double teamed on Oduro, goes opposite for Pierre. A wrap around to Floyd. Floyd works into the post, turns left, spins up with the left hand, missed it. Everything. My goodness. Whew. Just awful.
Stuck at 49.
Here is Stiles for no, can't get it. And the rebound tip to Barron. Barron has it, pushes up the floor for Pierre. The Friars just slow it up on offense. They've got break opportunities here, and they purposely slow it up.
We got to get somebody who's got some confidence right now to get the offense going.
Carter spins out of trouble on the left sideline. Out to Oduro. He leave him for 3, and he hits.
About time. Oduro steps up that time and says, I'm just going to take the 3-point. Oduro's a good 3-point shooter. He gets that wide open, he should take him.
14 Oduro in the game, and that stops a scoring slump of better than 4 minutes for the Friars on the board. They go back up by 12 with 11:05 to play. Jaden Epps drives to the left, curls to the foul line, drives inside on Oduro, forces it up, and he forces the foul on Oduro. Once he gets by that initial point of resistance, he just slides to the lane, and the Friars are helpless one-on-one again.
I like to see the Friars double team Epps when he has that, when they come up to set the screen. Make him pass it to somebody. Nobody else on the Georgetown team can score, so make somebody else score.
Right. Doesn't seem like it would be that hard. Timeout. 10:58 to go. 52-40. Providence lead is 12. From Learfield, this is Providence Friar basketball. I mean, I can't figure this out. I think we're playing dumb. We're just playing dumb.
Oh, waiting for them to mess up instead of taking it to them. They don't have the second half stats in this thing, huh?
Yeah, they do.
Oh, where
this half. See that right there?
All right, there you go.
We're 5 for 14.
They're 6 for 14. They're 1 for 6 from 3. We're 2 for 7. Both teams shooting it awful.
You remain comfortable while achieving the results you want. Elite Physical Therapy is staffed by a team of highly trained and talented physical therapists. All of whom take the time to listen to your concerns and answer your questions. That way, they can create a personalized treatment plan that fits your comfort first. Elite Physical Therapy, award-winning hands-on care for healthy results. It's your choice where to go.
Finding the perfect engagement ring can be overwhelming.
All right, ladies, it's time.
And because you use a direct bond with your cheer squad,
We all need to feel on your feet and make some noise.
New students, a 3.5 triple in West Florida and 4.5 state credits on Hughes Plaza Investment. A new student, a family deal for your family.
Back.
For water, fire, or mold damage, call Rhode Island Restoration. 401-414-1111. Rhode Island's top choice for property damage cleanup and repair. Emergency service available 24/7.
Well, it hasn't been a picturesque second half here, John. The Friars just 5 for 14 from the floor, 2 for 7 from 3 at 28%. The Hoyas not much better, 6 for 14 from the 1 for 6 from three-point range. But the Hoyas have cut into that 18-point lead, got it to 12, and Epps is on the foul line now with 2 shots. But give Epps a lot of credit. I mean, he's a guy that's been playing great basketball in this one. First half, he was terrific, and then he went on a little bit of a sabbatical towards the end of the first half. Probably got a little tired, but he is 10 for 19 from the floor, 25 points. He's 3 for 7 from 3 and 2 for 3 from the line. So
nobody else has more than 4 points. That's Dontrez Styles.
And they're still in the ball game. So with Epps, I would just double team him. Make somebody else on that team beat you. I mean, I know Carter all year long. Kim Ingles likes to play this guy straight up and put a guy like Carter on him, but this is the best anybody's played against Carter all year. Nobody has scored any points against Carter. He's played him most of the night, and Epps has been able to score on him.
He's played very well. And he single-handedly, as we've said, kept his team alive in this one. Friars had the lead up to 18 just at the start of the second half, 2 minutes deep into the second half before Georgetown ripped off an 11-4 run. Got it within 9, and it's currently at 12.
The Friars have 3 guys in double figures right now. Gaines with 11, but he scored all of those in the first half. Odoro has the 14, and Carter has 12. But Jaden Pierre to get going offensively. I mean, he's been 0 for 8 from the 0 for 6 from 3.
Here's Styles at the free throw line, or correction, it's Epps at the foul line, and he misses. So he missed the first free throw, had a 2-shot foul here.
He's missed a couple in this ball game.
Sure has.
That's the only thing he's done
bad or wrong. He's 80% for the line on the year, but he's missed 2 free throws, and the second one is good. So he's got 7.5. Now 26 for the game, and he pulls his team back within 11. Hoyas go with full court pressure. Inbounds comes to Pierre, who's double teamed. Back to Floyd under the basket for Carter. He'll take it into the forecourt. Splits the defenders, goes right to the rack. He finds Gaines. Right corner 3. Good.
That's what you got to do against the press. Attack it to score. The Friars been holding it out. They want to press, make them pay, get down the floor and knock down some shots.
That is the 4th 3 of the game for Ticket Gaines. 14 points for Ticket. Friars go back up 14. That was badly needed.
Well, Ticket Gaines, man, with 14 points. He hasn't had double figures in quite a while. That's a big score right there.
Epps comes off a screen. Now he continues down the lane, lays it up over his head again from the left side. The right is good over Carter.
Carter, this is shocking. Carter has been able to stop everybody all year.
28. There's Floyd, who misses another layup at the rim. That's the second time tonight. Corey Floyd can't connect from close.
Good pass there, too, by Pierre.
Step back, three-pointer. Epps, no. Rebound. He wanted to get the foul, and it
bad shot.
With a bad shot, Gaines gets the rebound.
I mean, he hasn't done very much wrong in this ball game, but by Epps was a really bad shot there.
Friars with the ball in a 12-point lead. We're under 10 to play. 9:50 and counting down. Winner survives to tomorrow night against Creighton. Between the circles, Carter has it. Waits for the screen set by Oduro. Kicks the ball back out. Oduro fakes the 3. Drives into the lane. Kicks it off. Left side for Pierre with 2. With 1. Step back jumper. Good. Pierre finally gets a field goal.
Finally made a shot. I mean, the shot clock was winding down. You have to take the shot. Knocks that one down. Maybe that'll get him going offensively. 4
points in the game for Jaden. His first field goal with 9:25 to go in the ball game. 57-43. Bristol, right side. Handoff for Heath. Now back of the center for Epps. Epps again drives back out front, and he leaves it for Fielder. Fielder goes back to Epps, who gets dribble penetration. Back to Fielder. He's got a wide open 3. Yes.
He's a good shooter out there. You can't keep him open. Give him those open looks. Got a hand in his face.
First basket of the game for Drew Fielder. 57-46. Friars break. Georgetown pressure into the forecourt. Oduro handles it outside. Now gives it to Pierre in the center jump circle. Pierre has Jaden Epps playing off of him by about 8 feet. Moves to the right. Now cuts back to the left off a screen. Goes right down to the rim. Back out front for Oduro. He's got a wide open 3. Off the rim. It's no good. Rebound chase down. Floyd has it for the Friars.
Good job by Corey Floyd getting on the glass right there.
Floyd looking for the entry pass. He gets it to Oduro. Keeps the dribble low into the post. Behind Fielder. Spins to the right. Lays it up. Rolls it in.
How's that not a foul? I mean, he got crushed in that one, Gaffney. What are you looking at on the baseline?
7 for Oduro in the half, 16 for the game, and Providence back up by 13.
Mr. Gaffney, Mr. Kansas.
Left of the top of the key is Bristol. Bristol pulls it out against Corey Floyd, cuts back to the left, passes to the right side. Fielder has it, wants the three, gets it into the post, back out front, reversal gets stopped to the backboard.
Carter
has it, drives it, slams it.
You throw a lazy pass with him around. I mean, he has breakout speed. I mean, just recovers on the ball so quickly. That one there gets the slam in there.
14 for Carter in the game, and the lead back up to 15. 7:42 and counting. Epps, left side, high screen, cuts to the near side, left of the screen. Now he's going to drive by Oduro at the foul line. He'll hesitate, move inside, bank it up, draws the foul. Doesn't get the shot to go. But again, Jaden Epps, once he gets the ball in the paint, he has been unstoppable. Carter is called for the foul.
He's one of the best guys you see off of pick and roll all year. I mean, he really can finish when he uses that screen and roll, makes good decisions.
First foul on Carter. That's 5 on the Friars. And a timeout with 7:33 left. Providence 61, Georgetown 46 from Learfield. This is Providence Friar basketball.
Give the state expert advice as you get it to score while shopping online at discounttire.com. Quick, read well, your personal online tire guide. It matches you with the perfect tire for your vehicle. Get your best match in 1 minute or less with Read Well by Discount Tire.
Hey, man. Hey.
At Team Impact, we pair kids with a sideline for serious illness and disability with college teams across the country. It's more than a single day week for you with our purpose is kids on the become true members of the Impact team. It's not a game.
No, not right now, Jen.
Team Impact, all in, all together.
As an athlete or fan, you need to keep your mind and body in the game. With over 90 board-certified radiologists with broad-based experience and subspecialty training, Rhode Island Medical Imaging will deliver the most accurate diagnosis possible. If you need an X-ray, MRI, scan, or another imaging exam, for women, as the first and only Coaching Diagnostic Imaging Center of Excellence in Rhode Island, Moody will provide you with that highest quality. To find one of Moody's 16 state-of-the-art locations nearest you, visit MoodyRad.com.
SeatGeek is now the official fan-to-fan ticket marketplace of the Providence Friars, and whether you're buying or selling basketball tickets, SeatGeek is the place to do it. SeatGeek, so Friar fans can fan. Providence 61, Georgetown 46. We got 7:33 to go here in the second half, Joe.
Well, Friars in the second half here, 9 for 20 now from the floor, 3 of 9 from three-point range. Georgetown 8 for 17 from in the second half, 2 of 8 from three-point range. But Jaden Epps, he's been a thorn for this Friar team the whole ball game. He's got 28 points, as you mentioned, John. The rest of the guys close to him, Styles has 4. Everybody else has less than that for this Hoya team, but they're hanging around in the ball game. Friars up 15, but Epps gets to go to the line here for 2.
Epps had 16 in the Friars win in D.C. a week ago. In the first meeting between these two teams at the end of January at the AMP, he had 26 points, 4 rebounds, 6 assists. So he scored 42 before tonight, 28 tonight. He scored 70 points against the Friars this season.
Yeah, I mean, and he's had Carter on him most of the time, too. He's 11 for 21 in the game, so he's taking it. As I mentioned you in the pregame, he's taken 100 more shots than anybody else on his team. So he has the ball a lot, and he looks to score a lot. He doesn't move the ball around much to his teammates. Friars have to find a way to get the ball out of his hands and make somebody else make a shot. I mean, only shot, it seems, in the second half from three-point range.
Fielder and Bristol hit one.
And that's the only guys who have made shots. Everybody else, just watch him score. Watch Epps score.
So Epps to the foul line here. He's 3 of 5 from the line, now 3 of 6.
And he's an 80% foul shooter.
That's been the only mark against his game tonight, just 3 of 6 from the foul line. There's one more try coming as that foul was called on Carter before now. Second shot is on the way, and it's short. He missed it. It's got to be the legs, huh?
Oh, man, you get tired, you start hitting the front rim. And he's playing against Carter. Carter's making him work, but he can score.
He got 28 points, but right now his team is still down 15. Garway Dual has it for the Friars. High screen set by Gaines as he works back to the center floor. Pass on the left side for Pierre. Down to 8 to shoot. Backdoor lob goes over the head of Oduro and out of bounds. That's just the 5th turnover of the game for the Friars.
They had him,
4
too.
of those have come in the second half, by the way.
He had him, too. I mean, he had a good position there. Fielder was trying to front the post. That's what these teams do. They want to front the post and get some weak side help.
So here comes Epps again into the forecourt, picked up by Carter out front now for Heath. Heath finds Fielder on the high post, dribbles left, looks for the back door. Ball got kicked by Oduro on the left wing at the elbow, and Georgetown will keep it. 20 to shoot, 6:56 remaining on the game clock.
The Friars need to turn the defense up here the next 2.5, 3 minutes and knock down some threes and put these guys away.
Try to get it to 20, right?
Yeah, you want to get it.
Epps will inbound baseline left of the basket.
You got to do it with defense, though. They get a lot from their defense.
Inbounds comes to Heath, who drives, slices, banks it up, comes in and out of the rim. Offensive rebound goes up, and the Friars foul.
Good move there by Epps. He got that ball along the baseline. Friars fell asleep there, and then they lose the offensive rebound. I think Stiles might have picked up that offensive rebound.
Duval picks up the foul. That's his first of the ball game. 6 now on the Friars here with 6:52 to go. And it will put Don Stiles at the free throw line, who's 0 for 2 tonight at the line and has just 4 points. He's been in foul trouble most of the game. He has 3 fouls. And the first shot is no good.
Cooley is having a conniption over there on the sideline. He's doing all kind of dances as they miss the free throws. They've missed 3 free throws now. It could have got them to 49. And a made one here would have made it a
11-point game. Yeah. Stiles on the season is 80%. Second shot is good.
Well, him and Epps are 80%. They've won for their last 4.
So he's got now 5 in the game, and it makes it a 14-point game. 6:49 to play. 1-2-2 pressure by Georgetown. Duval has it in the backcourt, and he gets the double team. Jump pass. They find Gaines top of the key. There's the lob to Oduro. He has it in the post on the left side. Fielder behind him.
He's got to move.
Josh gives it back to Gaines, who penetrates, gets it back outside now for Carter. 10 to shoot. Oduro, left side on the baseline, spins into the post, goes up with a jump hook. No, gets fouled by Fielder.
Well, as soon as they saw Fielder on Oduro, they allowed Oduro to take him to the basket. A little spin move right there. Oduro gets the foul called. Fielder's going to be a good player, just a freshman, but he can't guard Oduro at this stage in his career.
That is the first foul on Fielder. That is now just 3 fouls in the second half on Georgetown. Josh Oduro will go to the free throw line here to shoot 2. He had 5 of 5 from the line in the first half.
Typical Josh game, 16 points, 9 rebounds so far in this one.
And the free throw here is good. That's the first free throw taken by Providence here in the second half with 6:28 to play.
The right guy on the line, 6 for 6 from the line here.
81% foul shooter on the season.
Such a good player, Josh Oduro. He just sees the game very well. Good passer, good rebounder. Hits the outside shot, but makes good decisions on the floor.
Second here for Josh is on the way. Bounces, stays. 9.5, 18 for the game for Oduro. It's a 16-point lead. Friars' largest lead has been 18, 2 minutes deep into the second half. Driving the right side for Heath, gets cut off by Pierre. Back out front, hesitating, driving, right side. Heath, jumper, good at the elbow.
That was Stiles.
Stiles?
Yeah, Stiles hit that one.
Oh, it was 0. Yeah, you can't even see the numbers from up here. Dontrez Stiles gets the basket. My mistake. There's the ball by Duval. Got tipped. It got stolen mid-floor line, and then a reach-in by Pierre as he tried to pick the ball back, and I think a foul is called here.
On Pierre. Galway's getting the ball deflected away and jump passes at mid-court. He's got to attack that press.
So Pierre picks up his second, and that's now 7. 6:01 to go, and Georgetown goes to the line shooting 1-1. Rich Barron back in. Garway Duval goes out. And it will be Bristol to the foul line, shooting the 1-1. His first trip to the line tonight. He's a 75% foul shooter on the season. And the front end, oh good. Rebound Carter.
Boy, if Georgetown made their free throws, it's a single-digit game.
Easily. Right now it's 63-49, 5:52 on the clock.
Those are killers. The front ends are 1-1s.
And on the left wing with it, Gaines almost got ridden out of bounds by the Georgetown defenders. The whistle blew before he fell out of bounds.
It's only 3 team fouls on the Hoyas.
Yep, they're going to call the foul on Georgetown. And it is on Jay Heath. That's his second personal, but just 4 on the team, as you said. Friars will inbound it from in front of their bench on the far side. Barron finds Pierre. And Pierre going to try to work on Jaden Epps. Now Barron pops out front to grab the ball. One dribble, handoff to Gaines. Curls, keeps it well out front. Bounce pass to Oduro on the high post. Oduro looks left, wants to go left. Hands off. Curls to the right. Gaines for three is short. And the rebound for Georgetown.
Guys just taking too much time in their half-court set there. They got to attack him to score.
And also really settling for the three. There's a double team. Right corner. Fielder gets it. Steps back for three. Got it. Drew Fielder, Kansas' second 3.5 for the Hoyas.
He's a good player. I mean, he needs to play more. Cooley's only played him 14 minutes a game this year. I mean, the way he can shoot the ball, he can spread the defense out.
And a 30-second timeout has been called on the floor.
By Ed Cooley, call that quick timeout.
And I believe that is the case. 30-second timeout here. So Georgetown will get charged with it here with 5:18 to go. And we'll reset it here for you as Providence has 2 timeouts remaining. Georgetown also has a 30 and a full remaining. Providence has 17 fouls, so Georgetown's in the 1-1. The Hoyas have only 4 team fouls, so they got 2 more to give before the Friars will get to the free throw line.
Well, Friars have to stop playing defensively. They're on their heels a little bit with this lead against this Hoya team. Hoyas are gambling on defense. They're trapping in the backcourt. You got to make them pay. You got to keep going up there and keep trying to score. I mean, speed the game up a little bit. You're going to get whatever you want offensively. They're gambling in the backcourt. When you get it up there, you can't just hold it out and let the shot clock run down. You got to take it to the basket and get some scores here.
And a correction on the scoreboard. Georgetown is down to 0 30-second timeouts. They have 1 full timeout remaining. So 1 timeout for the Hoyas, 2 for the Friars here in the final 5-18. And you still have the under 4 media timeout coming. Friars will inbound the ball. Georgetown has full court pressure away from the inbounds in the backcourt. Gaines has it, can use the baseline, runs the baseline. They find Oduro in the middle, hands off to Barron. Barron gives it back to Pierre, and Georgetown calls off the dogs and goes into the half-court D. But there's a double team. Quick pass to Carter on the right sideline. Carter.
They can start double teaming the ball now, gambling.
Finds Pierre. They find Oduro in the lane. Kicks the ball back outside. Barron finds Gaines for 3. Nope.
Good foul by
and he
Fielder.
got fouled in the corner by Fielder, who ran at him late. And Gaines bit the floor, and it'll get 3 free throws for Providence. Huge play.
That is, because he missed the shot there. Friars doing a good job moving the ball. Georgetown now has decided to double team all the passes outside the three-point line. And that's going to open up some open looks. Friars have to knock those shots down. If not, pump fake and get to the basket, because Georgetown's gambling and scrambling all over the place. If you throw the extra pass now, you're going to get the easy layup or a wide-open 3.
Second foul on Fielder. That's now 5 on the Hoyas, and Gaines misses the first free throw.
I mean, he wasn't even close on that. When he gets up there and just throws it up there, he's
0 for 2 from the line, 75% shooter on the season. He's hit 4 threes, and he can't make a free throw. Second shot for Gaines. Rattles in and out. My goodness. Come on. Wow. Just makes you crazy, doesn't it?
Well, they're making an easy game hard. That's what they're doing.
One final try for Gaines at the free throw line here. The lefty fires and gets it. We just 1 of 4 from the foul line for the game. Friar lead is 12. Epps picks up the ball, gets into the forecourt on Carter on the right sideline, gets into the right corner. Oduro switches on him defensively, pulls it out in front of his bench on the far side, keeps the ball low, going to drive on Oduro, gets into the lane, stops, wraparound pass is knocked away out of bounds, and it is off of Providence. Georgetown keeps it with 14 to shoot.
Good job by Oduro, man, playing man-to-man on Epps. He's just a tough guard, but he takes away the 3, and then he gets him into the lane there and does a good job of shutting it out.
Epps looks for the inbounds. Bench on the far side. Gets it to Bristol. Bristol now comes back to Epps again on the sideline. Carter's right there. To shoot. Drives to the center between the circles. Goes to the left. Leans inside. Jump pass back out to Fielder, who drives right. Lays it up off the rim and in.
How about Fielder? I mean, they have to worry about the 3. Puts it on the floor. Gets to the basket. Gets a good score there. Good job.
8 for Fielder all here in the half. And the Hoyas keep hanging around. Down 10. 4:15 to play. Pressure in the backcourt. Pierre beats it up the right sideline. Dump pass to Oduro. Goes left for Carter. In front of his bench and Kim English. Now pulls it back out to the center of the forecourt to our right. And we're coming up on 4 minutes to play. Carter gets a screen set by Oduro. Scoots to the left. Down to 7 to shoot. Carter begins to make his drive on Fielder. Goes right to the rim. Tries to scoop it up. Got knocked out of bounds. Off of Carter. What are the Friars doing? Timeout on the floor with 3:54 to go. And it's 64-50 from Learfield. This is Providence Friar basketball. Dumb.
Well, Carter's doing the hero ball out there right now. He needs to pass the ball. He had Barron wide open in the corner.
Everybody's standing. Nobody's moving.
Well,
Jesus.
They're trying to
so
use
frustrating.
You can't use the clock at this point. You're only up 10. I mean, you got 30 seconds shot clock. You got to you got to score. You got to come down and have a scoring mentality. If you get an open look, you got to take it. They're just too conservative right now. Barron was wide open in the corner for a 3, and Carter pulled it out. You got to give it up.
What's that? Well, we'll try, but I don't know. It depends on them. It depends on them.
Yeah, imagine if Georgetown was making their free throws. It'd be a 3-point game for crying out loud.
John Rooke and Joe Hassett at Madison Square Garden. We've got 3 minutes and 54 seconds remaining. Friars' lead over the Georgetown Hoyas is 10 at 64-54. But the Hoyas have made their last 3 shots from the floor. Friars do not have a field goal, Joe, in the last 4 minutes. And these droughts have just been deadly. You just hope it's not enough to kill them.
Well, you know, they're not. They're using the clock, and they've lost the rhythm to the offense. And, you know, there's plenty of time to go in this game. You can't use the clock at this point. You got a 30-second shot clock. It's 4 minutes to go. You keep playing. You got to keep attacking. You know, Georgetown's gambling all over the place like it's the end of the game, and they're down 10. And, you know, when you double-team the ball at near midcourt, somebody's going to be open for an easy shot. And the Friars are just not taking those shots. They're just backing it out, and they're running the clock all the way down. And then they take a tough shot against the shot clock. Defensively, they got to pick it up. Field for Georgetown's had a good ball game here in the second half. He had a good ball game the last time this team played. The Friars need to know where to account for him. He's been able to help out Epps out there with the pick and roll. Field has his 6 points, made a good drive and a good pass the last couple of times down, and Epps with the 28 points. So Friars need to have their defense now, get some stops, and attack the basket, John. Get the ball to the basket and try to get yourself some scores. They're just trying to back out. And then they run the clock down, and they end up taking a contested shot. You're going to get open looks if you take it 10 seconds into the shot clock.
They really shouldn't worry about the shot clock right now, or not the game clock. They should just run their offense. It's just ultra conservative,
right?
And it's not serving any purpose except to make mistakes.
Especially when a team is gambling like Georgetown. They're double teaming the ball at the midcourt line. That's where you got to go take advantage of that and you keep scoring and stopping them on the other end. The game's over. But you can't, you don't start using the clock until like 2 minutes to go in the game when you have a 10, 12-point lead. Right now, you have to keep playing.
Well, 3:54 to go. These two teams played, tough games against each other during the regular season. Friars won by just 8 at the end in a game that was tougher than many expected. And then had the 10-point lead most of the game against Georgetown and D.C. last week before finally pulling away at the end by 13. And they're having a tough time with the Hoyas again tonight. Epps with the ball for Georgetown, bringing it to the left against Carter. Now penetrates, goes to the left, and he lays it up from the left side with the right hand again. It's the 4th time he's done that tonight.
That's a great move. I mean, Friars had 3 guys on him, and he still was able to score that one.
He just blows right by Devin Carter and now has 30 points, and the Hoyas are within 8. Oduro on the high post. We've got 3:25 to play. Oduro drives around Fielder, gets into the post, lays it up. They got a foul before the shot. Fielder bumped him on the way to the basket. It looked like a travel, but Fielder got the bump on him.
Well, he hit him. That's why he traveled. But Fielder can't guard him. I mean, they got to get the ball. I would go through Oduro every
time. That's 3 fouls on Fielder. That's 6 on Georgetown. So the foul on the floor before the shot. The Friars will inbound it with a fresh 20 on the shot clock. Carter looks for the inbounds, finds Oduro in the corner, guarded by Bristol this time. He's going to drive on Bristol, and then there's a foul on Bristol who gave him a hip check on that baseline. And now Oduro will go to the line to shoot a 1-and-1 as the Friars move into the 1-and-1 bonus on 17 fouls.
Well, Oduro's been perfect from the line. Hopefully he can stay that way because this is a big 2 points you need to get here because Georgetown has some momentum right now. Friars need to put some points on the board.
Providence, no field goals in the last 4:36. Man, find a drought. 1-and-1 for Oduro is on the way. Good.
Man, he is such a weapon. And I would go to him exclusively down the stretch here. Get the ball inside to him. They're going to have to double team him. He makes good decisions. And if you foul him, you get him on the line. The Friars are in the 1-and-1 now. So he's the guy you got to go through.
Oduro has 19 points. He leads the Friars in scoring tonight. He's got one more try. He's made 8 free throws from the foul line. 4th in the Big East in scoring, 6th at the Big East in rebounding during the conference season. Second shot is good, bounced and stayed. He's 9 for 9 from the free throw line, and the lead is back to 10.
If you ever need to stop, now's the time.
Here comes Epps into the forecourt with it, right sideline. Heath back to Epps again in front of his bench, looks for dribble penetration. Here he goes using that right arm, got the shot blocked, and he got fouled again. He uses that right arm as a great wedge between him and the defender, and the official never sees it.
Well, I think
Pierre is called for the foul, his third, and is going to put Epps right back at the foul line.
Well, you got to double Epps. When he comes off that screen, whoever's guarding the screen, you have to double him. I would double him and try to go trap him and make him give the ball up. Make somebody else beat you.
8 team fouls in the Friars. Epps to the free throw line. The first shot is no good again. My goodness, Joe, he's 3 for 7 from the free throw line tonight.
He has 30 points. I mean, he's an 80% foul shooter.
Excuse me, 3 for 8. Just counted it wrong. 3 for 8.
The Warriors have made 1 free throw in the last 7 free throws.
Missed them both, and Carter grabs the rebound. My goodness, for everything he has done, he's missed free throws, and that has cost his team dearly as we dip under 3 minutes to play. Friars maintain a 10-point lead. 30 points for Epps, but 3 for 9 from the foul line. Carter, deep three. Oh, good! In and out and back in again.
Good screen there by Oduro, and Carter finally makes one down, knocks one down on Epps. And that's a big hoop right there, momentum-wise.
Give 17 for the ball game. 2:37 to go. Friar lead is back up to 13. Bristol between the circles. They touch it to Stiles. Back to Bristol again. Left of the key. Rich Barron comes out to get him. And John Gaffney blows the whistle.
It's horrendous. But Gaines got whacked underneath the basket coming through the screen right there. Didn't call that one.
And Gaines gets called for this foul with 2:26 to go.
I think Gaffney's the worst official in the Big East. And we get him like 7 or 8 times a year. He's just horrendous.
That is 3 gains, 9 on the Friars. Dontrez Stiles will go to the line to shoot a 1-and-1. And Stiles is 1 for 4 from the free throw line. Georgetown as a team, Joe.
He'll make this one.
It's just 4 of 14 tonight. Unbelievable. And wow. Short. He missed it. And Georgetown grabs the rebound. Barron overran it. And the Hoyas keep the ball. Epps, top of the key, starts left, goes right, back to the right again, drives, puts it up high off the glass, it's in and out. And there's another foul called. Epps takes it right to the rim and gets another foul called. And Josh Oduro will pick up his 3rd personal and 2 shots now for Jaden Epps.
I don't get it.
You can't give this team enough chances, and that's what they're doing. The Friars keeping Georgetown and Epps in this game.
Well, it's a 13-point. What is it? 13-point lead. But Epps is due to make some free throws, but some questionable calls down this end for sure. I mean, Oduro ends up backwards on that play, and they call a foul.
So Epps 2 shots at the line. Misses it short. He's 3 for 10.
It's amazing how bad this is.
And Georgetown is 4 for 16.
From the foul line.
If my math is correct, that's 25%.
That's unbelievable.
Second shot for Epps. Bounces, comes out. Carter rebounds.
Oh, this is embarrassing.
That will be the story of this game. Providence didn't win it. Georgetown will lose it because of their free throw shooting.
Boy, that's awful. I don't know about that statement, John.
Well,
Friars have had a double-digit lead the whole game.
It's true, but that will be the part of the narrative. I can almost guarantee it. Carter works to the left on down to 8 to shoot. Looks for dribble penetration, gets in the lane, wraps around, lays it up, scores!
Good job by Carter keeping his dribble alive there and probing the defense, and then he got around the big screen there by Oduro.
1:43 to go. That might do it. Friars up 15. Epps gets into the forecourt. Timeout, Ed Cooley, his final timeout of the game. And maybe now the Friars and their fans can breathe a little easier. But it was a struggle. We thought it might be, to be quite honest with you. Thought it might be.
Well, they played them tough both games this year. They've been in the game. But, Georgetown has been in a lot of games this year. They either get blown out or they hang tough in games. They had a tough game in here with St. John's. They were right in the ball game. Last 2 minutes of the game, it was a 4-point game, and Epps had the ball stolen at midcourt for make it 6 points. But, the Hoyas go down there and score that ball. It's a 2-point game and a lot of pressure on St. John's, and this is their home court basically, and the Hoyas hung tough in that one. They lost by what? They lose by a point to Xavier. They've had some really good games this year, but for the most part, you only win 2 games as you got a lot of deficiencies out there, and they're showing one of them in this one where they shoot their free throws so poorly.
Wow. Just been absolutely horrendous. Friars on a 7-0 run over the last minute and a half after the Hoyas had pulled back within 8 of the Friars here in the half. It was a 13-point game at halftime, and Georgetown kept it around 10 in most of the second half, pulled 8. Friars have ripped off 7 unanswered, and Joe, after going almost 5 minutes without a field goal in the second half, the Friars have hit 4 of the last 5 from the floor. And Georgetown's scoring drought is 2 minutes.
Yeah, and one for Epps, this would be a 30-point game, but he's got 30 points himself, so he's been a really good player in this ball game. He's just struggled from the foul line. That's, the 80% foul shooter Epps is.
3 for 11.
And he's 3 for 11 from the foul line. That's impossible. He's 12 for 22 from the field. Guys hanging all over him.
And 3 for 11 from the line,
but nobody's on him. Go figure that out. But there's a reason why you lose games though, John. And this Hoya team is just they're 2-18 in conference play this year. They beat DePaul by 1 and by 3.
Hoyas out of timeouts. They inbound the ball. Fielder has it out on the perimeter left for Bristol. Bristol against Barron. Onto the right wing for Fielder. Doesn't get the 3 off. Brumbaugh back of the game. Now has it outside the arc. Wants to penetrate on Pierre. Comes across floor, and the ball gets tipped and stolen. Friars come up with it, and Carter controls it in the forecourt in front of his bench.
Now you use the clock. Wait, now you run it all the way down.
Now's the time to use the clock. And so the clock now nears 1 minute, 15 to shoot on the possession. Carter in the center circle. Friar fans get on their feet here at Madison Square Garden. And then Carter dribbles it off his foot out of bounds.
Yeah.
He looked up.
He wanted to take a 3. That's for some move over there. He wanted to launch one of those.
And a cheap turnover there for Carter. It's his 3rd turnover of the game. Brumbaugh goes out. Georgetown has Styles back in. Less than a minute to go. Epps has it left. Going to penetrate left. Lays it up. Missed one from the left side. It was too strong, and Gaines gets the rebound.
He missed one of those moves. He's made 4 of those going left.
That's a move
using the right hand.
Move that he's been brilliant with all night long. But it looks like the Friars will just be a little more brilliant than that tonight. Carter just dribbles the clock down on the right sideline, and Georgetown is not challenging the play or the defender. Down to 30 seconds left, 6 to shoot. Carter drives right to the rim, goes all the way through, dumps it back out to Pierre, gets off the 3. It's good. Good night.
Icing on the cake right there. Pierre knocks down that 3-pointer. Good job by Carter, taking it all the way down on
Epps into the forecourt. Left finds Bristol, dumps it off to Fielder, loose on the floor, and the Friars reach in and foul him with 13.2 on the clock. And it's Jaden Pierre with the foul, who picks up his 4th.
Well, that's a big shot by Pierre. And you say, why? They're up 20. But confidence-wise, going into tomorrow night's game, he has to be a factor in tomorrow night's game. You got a Creighton team that's all can shoot it, and you need the guys for score for the Friars. You know, Gaines stepped up big in this one. He had 15 points. He had all 3-pointers, except for a tip in there and a couple of free throws. But, you know, Pierre's got to be a guy who can do that.
Fielder misses the free throw.
Boy, this is
He's 67% of the line, and Georgetown's free throw line disease tonight has just been horrid. They're 4 for 18. And here comes Carter, the player of the year in the Big East Conference, being subbed out for by Garway Duval with 13 seconds left on the clock. And Devin Carter will score 19 points tonight with 9 rebounds. And Fielder misses both free throws.
That's just awful. I mean, that's just a lack of concentration or a lack of practice. I mean, you got to make shots on the foul line.
Pierre has it in the forecourt. Friars will let the clock run down, and Providence wins. Just the second time they've ever beaten Georgetown in the Big East tournament. And Providence now moves to 4-0 against Ed Cooley all time, winning 3 games this year. This one's 74-56, the final score. Providence wins in the opening round. They will move into the quarterfinal Thursday here at Madison Square Garden tomorrow night at 7 to play 2-seeded Creighton.
So much for that, worrying about beating a team 3 times in 1 year, right?
Yeah.
But when you have a better team, you should win.
But they hit, what, 4 of 19 from the line?
If ifs and buts with candy and
You're
nuts,
right.
every day it'd be Christmas. And that's why you're 2-18 in conference play.
I would agree.
When you're that bad, that's why you lose.
I would agree. Our Santander postgame show is coming up next. From Learfield, this is Providence Friar basketball. Hey, man, I'm just pointing it out to make conversation. What the hell else do we talk about? Stop giving me crap.
I like it, though. No, that was good. Ifs and buts. I like that. I like when I can come up with ifs and buts of candy and nuts every day be Christmas. My man Jack Sickman told me that one from Illinois Wesleyan. Stop giving me crap. You set it up, man. You just tee it up for me, man.
I know.
It's like it's on a tee.
Well, then how about a little recognition for that? I tee you up and
tee it up,
I
man.
give you all these good lines.
Just tee that baby up.
Nobody else hit double figures.
For Georgetown.
Yep. What do you want to do for a player, Joe? Do you want Carter or Duro? You want Carter?
Might as well give it to Carter.
He was 19-9. No, Duro had.
Duro had a good too.
Yeah,
though.
he had 20.
How many rebounds?
9.
Well, we'll say Carter was Player of the Year elected today. We're going to give Oduro
Player of the game. So how about something from Oduro, Brett? Is that all right?
It'll work.
Okay.
It's called walkout workout.
Looking for a cost-effective travel option between Providence, Boston, Connecticut, and New York? Leave the car and train behind and ride on Go Buses with convenient stops downtown Providence, Cambridge, Newton, Hartford, New Haven, and Midtown Manhattan. Go Buses is a choice for you. Each bus features complimentary Wi-Fi, outlets of each seat for electronics, and a free bottle of water. Departures start at just $18 one way. For more information, purchase a ticket, visit GoBuses.com. Make the right choice and ride with Go Buses.
Coach English here to talk injury. Ortho Rhode Island Express offers immediate injury care for sprains, breaks, tears, and more by orthopedic specialists you won't find in an urgent care or walk-in clinic. Call 401-777-75. Option 1 for a same and next day appointment, including weekends and Saturdays. And learn more at orthopedicsri.com/express. Ortho Rhode Island Express. Injuries don't wait. Neither should you.
Going once, going right. Guarantee you will hire new cameras.
Yep. Thank you.
Technicians who are members of Rover 51. Out of 5-year apprentice program includes classroom and on-the-job training. Continuing education for our members ensures they're familiar with the latest codes and safety rules. Rely on our stable and skilled workforce for your building, service, or renovation project. Local 51. Done once, done right.
On
the Providence Friars Sports Network from Learfield. Friars basketball has been brought to you by Bank RI. When businesses think big, they think first of Bank RI. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. Coast to Coast Promotional Products, official promotional products company of PCS.
This will be a 30-point blowout.
Yeah.
Liquors, always the best prices.
Wish I could bet it at home.
33. Now back to courtside.
Wraps around, lays it up, scores.
Good job by Carter keeping his dribble alive there and probing the defense. And then he got around the big screen there by Oduro.
1:43 to go. That might do it. Friars up 15. Epps gets into the forecourt. Timeout, Ed Cooley, his final timeout of the game. And maybe now the Friars and their fans can breathe a little easier. They could, and they do. Friars get their 20th win of the season against 12 defeats. Georgetown closes their season at 9-23 in their first year under Ed Cooley. And Providence advances to quarterfinal Thursday in the Big East Conference Tournament. They beat the Georgetown Hoyas 74-56. John and Joe back here at Madison Square Garden for our Santander postgame show. And, you know, this was a game where the Friars, again, early in the game, took a little control. Georgetown kept hanging around thanks to the play of Jaden Epps, who, for the most part, was phenomenal tonight. Providence took a 13-point lead into the locker room at halftime at 40-27. Had that lead out as much as 18, highest of the game until right at the very end when they matched it again with an 18-point lead. Then the Hoyas went on an 11-4 run and sliced that lead in half. It was just a 9-point game with 14-12 to go. Again, Providence took the lead out to as much as 16 with 6:28 to go after Josh Oduro hit a couple of free throws. And then from that point, Georgetown again came right back. Hit 9 points. It was a 9-1 run, as Ticket Gaines had a free throw in there, but 9-1 was the Georgetown run. It pulled them back within 8 before Providence went on a 7-0 run to basically close the door at the end. The Hoyas did not score, Joe, in the final 3:17 of the second half.
Yeah, Friar defense finally picked up there in the second half. I mean, the end of the second half, though. But, you know, it happens a lot of times with teams, especially college teams. You don't see much in the NBA. You have to keep playing. I mean, you can't protect a 10-point lead with 4 minutes to go. You have to keep playing. And the Friars were backing it out, not attacking the score when Georgetown was double-teaming at the midcourt line. And yet they had openings, and they didn't take it. They would back it out and run the clock down, then take a contested shot, and the Friars would miss the shot, and the Hoyas would come down and get a quick score, and all of a sudden the momentum was on the Hoyas side. And that happens so often in college basketball where you think you have a big lead. The Friars had that 18-point lead and then just started milking it. And you can't do it. You got to keep playing with that 30-second shot clock. But the Friars were able to close it out at the end like they've done all year against Georgetown.
I honestly thought if you could be critical at all about Providence's game, I thought that they were just not aggressive enough at certain points of the game where they allowed Georgetown to make a run, but Georgetown could never complete that because they were so horrid from the foul line.
Yeah, the foul line was really bad by Georgetown. I mean, they had opportunities to get it to like a 4 or 5 point game, and now all the pressure is on the Friars. When you get it down to 4 or 5, everybody expects Georgetown to lose because they've been losing all year. They're not a good basketball team, and now you have to somehow find a score to get the lead back or keep the lead and build on it. But Georgetown shot themselves in the foot by missing free throws. The officials did a nice job for them, too, putting them on the line. Where down the other end, they didn't call anything when Oduro got to the basket a few times and got some scores. They got hammered on plays. But the Friars were able to do enough and win by 18 points. You really can't complain about that. But I think the biggest problem is, as a young team in the backcourt, that's a young backcourt the Friars have. You have to continue to play with that 30-second shot clock. You can't milk a lead, 10-point lead with 4 minutes to go. You have to keep playing.
And I think they kind of learned a valuable lesson in that one. And I think that if you're looking for a positive out of this, obviously you win and you advance. But at the same time, you balanced the scoring a little bit better tonight than they have recently, because the Friars came into the tournament having lost 3 of their last 4 games of the regular season, and it was 2 or 3 doing all the scoring.
Good point, John. I mean, you can't have Oduro and Carter can't score all the points, even though they scored 39 of the points for the team in this one. But you had Gaines, who had 15 points, he had 5 3-pointers. That's big. I mean, that's big for Gaines. No, he had 4 3-pointers with 5 for 8 from the floor. They needed him to score. Then you had Barron making a couple of shots early. Jaden Pierre finally made a couple of shots late. He was just 2 for 10, but Pierre has to be a guy that contributes more on the scoring end. The Friars need 3 or 4 guys to score double figures in the next ball game to have a chance to beat Creighton, that's for sure.
Yeah, well, at least they spread it out. They had 7 different players score in the first half. They end up with 7 scoring in the ball game, but it was fairly balanced tonight, and that certainly was a help on offense, even if some of the shots were a little bit erratic out there. 74-56, the final score. More of our Santander postgame wrap-up from Madison Square Garden in New York coming up from Learfield. This is Providence Friar basketball.
Hey, Friar fans, this is Coach Tim English from Providence College Men's Basketball. I want to extend a massive thank you to Finneco, the family of lumberyards, and the incredible Finnegan family for being phenomenal partners. Finneco embodies an elite mindset in every project they undertake. It's about seizing the moment, just like on the field. With 3 convenient locations across Rhode Island, Connecticut, and Massachusetts. If you have any home improvement or building needs, call Finneco at 1-800-390-0919 or visit them at connectco.net. Let's unite to build a winning future. Go Friday.
In 1933, and in 1962, I called it that. The new in a 3 single generation, we made 19
It's supposed to be 70 in New York tomorrow.
I know, it's sweet. I know, man. I'd like to have some cocktails, but we can't.
I know, right?
I had some last night. The play was great.
What'd you go see?
Water for Elephants. It's a book Paula read, and it was also a movie. It's pretty good.
Really? Was it good?
It was good, yeah. It was Doc Perini. I bought the tickets off Doc Perini. He tore up his knee, couldn't make the tournament. He's on crutches. So he emailed me.
How did he tear up his knee?
He was moving a box down the stairs, and he missed the last step and hyperextended it. And
Jesus, I know that. I've
he
done
blew
that before.
Well, he blew that knee out years ago, and that was all. He tore it off big time.
Poor Doc.
Yeah, so he couldn't go. I bought the tickets off him. I bailed him out there.
Oh, gee, many Christmas. That's terrible. Poor Doc.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
He's such a good dude, man.
That was getting me. He's such a good player, and he could have made them.
O'Duro, 6 to shoot. Double team on him in a row. Ball out to Carter, goes left with Barron. He's got to shoot with 2, with 1, with 3. Score!
What a shot by Barron. I mean, he got passed up to 3. I like that. That's a nice move to the basket. Was at the end of the shot clock.
Barron's got 7 ball. Fires up to 18. That's another largest lead of the game. And that was part of that balanced, or at least more balanced scoring that we were talking about a couple of moments ago. You got 7 from Barron, you got 7 from Pierre, and you got a couple of threes from Floyd and Dual in the first half. And so at least you got the threat. And when you have the threat of guys out there scoring, it can make life a little easier for guys named Carter and Oduro and even Gaines for that much.
Exactly. Those guys there, they're going to get themselves freed up, and you're not afraid to throw them the ball because they're making shots. And if they're not making shots, you want to do it yourself. But Friars spread the ball around. They moved the ball extremely well in that first half. The extra pass, they had a lot of good looks, a lot of open looks. You talk about sounds free throw misses in the ball game, but man, Friars missed so many wide open shots. They had so many good looks. Georgetown doesn't play any defense, and you're going to get whatever you wanted out there. If they ever got hot from three-point land, they'd have scored 100 points.
They could have scored 90 to 100 tonight pretty easily if some of those shots go down. And it was 74-56, the final score. Friars over the Hoyas. John and Joe back here at MSG. We continue with our Santander postgame wrap-up. Individually, Georgetown had one player in double figures, single-handedly trying to keep them in it, and he almost did it. Jaden Epps with 30 points. It is his 5th time to hit 30 or more in a game this year for the Georgetown Hoyas. He ended up 4th in the Big East in scoring, behind, of course, Devin Carter and a couple of other guys, one of them Quincy Oliveri from Xavier. But 30 points, 19 of those came in the first half. The only problem with that line, he was 12 of 23 from the floor, 3 of 8 from 3, but he was a pitiful 3 for 11 from the free throw line, and he played all 40 minutes.
And he's an 80% foul shooter on the year. That was so shocking to see that. But, you know, to put in perspective what a great game Epps had, he's playing against probably the second vote getter for Defensive Player of the Year in the Big East behind Cockburn, the guy we're going to play against.
But the overall Player of the Year in the conference.
Right, and Carter's locked up everybody he's played against, but he has really had a tough time guarding Epps all year. Even the games, the Friday all 3 games, but Epps has been able to score. I mean, the last ball game he was 6 for 19 against Carter, but he still had double figures in the game. But he's a tough matchup, John, because he uses that pick and roll or pick and pop as good as anybody in the conference, where he comes off the screen up top, he hits a little leaner, the floater in the lane. A lot of guys don't even have that shot. They let pull up and take the 3, but he gets in the lane. He finishes at the rim. I mean, he's very clever with the ball.
Rim. He finishes fantastic.
Yeah,
he was going to the left side and laying it up off the glass with the right hand. He did it 4 separate times in that ball game.
I mean, he's a weapon. I mean, he just, you know, sometimes when you're worn out there, the foul shots don't go, and you hit a lot of front rims, and that could have been the case with him. You had to play all 40 minutes against the defensive Friars put on you. It's going to weigh you down at the end.
Well, Epps with the 30 tonight, as we said, and he's one of those Hoyas that will come back next year, at least we think he will, for you never can tell with the transfer portal these days. But, you know, he had 16, 26, and 30, respectively, in 3 games against the Friars this season.
Yeah, and playing against one of the best defensive players in the country. So he's probably had the most success against Carter. I mean, Carter's locked everybody up, but he had a tough time with Epps in this one.
All right, and the rest of the scoring was, really almost non-existent. You had Drew Fielder, the freshman, one-time Friar recruit, had 8 points. You had 7 from Dontrez Styles, who spent much of the game on the bench in foul trouble. And then you had 3 points for Jay Heath, 2 points for Supreme Cook, who was also in foul trouble for most of the game, and 3 apiece for Ish Massoud and Wayne Bristol. Georgetown ended up shooting 52% from the floor in the second half, 41% for the game on 22 of 54. They were 8 for 24 from 3. That's 33%. But get this now, 4 for 19 from the free throw line. That's 21%.
I don't think we've been doing it a long time. I don't think I've ever seen that poorly from the foul line. 4 for 19 from the foul line. That's just unbelievable stat. I don't think I've ever seen that.
Nope.
That's just unbelievable.
Yep, not from a Division I club anyway. Rebounds actually out-rebounded Georgetown by 2. It was 37-35 margin on the backboard, and the Hoyas had 11 turnovers. Friars scored 12 points off of those 11 turnovers tonight. Friars had a 10-0 run in this game over the last 3 minutes and 17 seconds to close the Hoyas out, who could not score in the last 3 minutes and 40 seconds overall of this game, as Providence closes out and wins by 18, matching their largest lead. Friars had 3 in double figures, led by Josh Oduro with a game high or team high 20 points to go along with 9 rebounds and a perfect 9 for 9 from the free throw line for Oduro. The Big East Player of the Year, Devin Carter, right on his scoring average at 19 points. He hit 7 of 16 from the floor. He was 3 of 9 from 3, hit his 2 free throws, and he also had 9 rebounds with 6 assists in this game. So 19, 9, and 6 for the Player of the Year.
Yeah, I mean, the player doing what he does. I mean, he's so effective out there. He makes everybody else better. I mean, he's had a terrific year. Now tomorrow night.
Ticket Gaines also had double figures, 15 points, hit 4 of 7 from 3, along with 7 rebounds. So the big 3 tonight, when the Friars needed it, they got it.
But Gaines, that was a big ball game for the Friars on there. They needed him to score in this ball game. Everybody else was not struggling, but they weren't as efficient as Gaines was. When he made 4 3-pointers, hopefully he can back that up with another night because he's had games where
somebody needs to fill the gap and be that third scorer. If it's Ticket, great. If it's Pierre, great. If it's whomever, but somebody's got to fill that role.
Well, you got to get 4 guys. Last time they played Creighton, they had 4 guys in double figures, and Pierre had 10 in that game. So they need to have more guys scoring in the next ball game for sure.
Pierre 7 points, just 2 for 10 shooting. 1 for 7 from 3. Had
He'll
4
be due
assists,
tomorrow.
You would hope. Rich Barron got off to a good start. Big East All-Rookie team member. 3 of 7 shooting, had 7 points, 3 rebounds, and you had 3 from Garway Dual and 3 from Corey Floyd. Providence as a team also shot 50% from the floor in the second half, but 43% from the game overall at 24 of 56. Friars took 32 threes tonight, made 12 of them. That's almost 38%, 37.5%. So the Friars now move overall. They have won 46 of their last 58 games when they hit 9 or more threes overall. And when they hit 10 or more, they're 9-3 on the season.
Yeah, I mean, when they make 10 or more, like you said, John, they're a very effective club. And they need to continue to do that because they take so many threes. So you take that threes, you better make 10
You're
or
going to make
11.
10 or 11. Yeah, exactly. No question. You have to. You shoot like that. Foul line also was a good spot for the Friars tonight. 14 of 18 overall. That's 78% from the free throw line. We mentioned a 37-35 edge of the backboards. The Friars had just 8 turnovers in this game. 7 of those came in the second half. They had just 1 in the first half. But it'll take that kind of protecting the basketball to beat Creighton tomorrow.
Yeah, they played on their heels a little bit, John, in the second half. And when Georgetown was gambling, they were double-teaming the ball and getting some deflections and having the Friars turn the ball over. Attacking the glass, going north and south, they were going sideways, and it created those turnovers, and Georgetown was able to take advantage of those.
All right, so the Friars get the win, and they move on at 20-12. They get 20 wins in Kim English's first season, which I think is a nice accomplishment as well, especially when you consider Bryce Hopkins' injury back in January.
Well, that was a phenomenal accomplishment by Kim English. She's done a terrific job. To have 10 conference wins, now you win a game in the tournament, it's just a great year when you think about the Friars would have against Butler. Remember the Butler game? They had 5 guards on the floor the whole second half on the road and almost won the game. But he's done a good job of preparing his guys, and now they just got that 20 wins. They need to get to 21.
Yeah, and that will be what we'll mention next. Final timeout to take. And tomorrow you live to play another. It's all about surviving and advancing in the postseason. That's coming up next from Learfield. This is Providence Friar basketball.
It's more than a direction. It's fuel for what comes next. At Centerville Bank, we know that.
Look at Syracuse getting blown out by NC State by 20.
Look at that. Kansas State is winning. So how about this? This has got to help the net overall, but you had Wagner advance to the NCAA tournament, but they thrashed by 30. You had Milwaukee lose in their conference finals, and of course they beat Milwaukee, and then there was Stony Brook also was in their conference finals as well.
Yeah, but it's still quad 2 wins though, right?
Agreed, but again, those guys are all advancing, so where it should help is the ability to play against teams that are NCAA tournament bound, at least in Wagner's case. And then Kansas State, they lost too early this year. They're going to advance to the Big 12 tournament.
So Kansas State, though, are they on the bubble?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we want them to lose.
Potentially, but so is Texas. Both of those teams are on the bubble.
I think Texas is going to have a good chance to get in, though. I think they have a better chance than Kansas State, don't you?
Probably slightly.
I watched Texas play Texas Tech, man. They just blew them out at Texas Tech.
Yeah.
Texas Tech tournament.
Texas has been up and down like a thermometer, man.
Yeah. Did Texas beat Kansas this year?
I don't know. I don't think so. I think they played them once and lost. They don't play a round robin in the Big 12.
I know. That's why you can't really – it's tough to differentiate when you do that, when you don't play everybody. Let's see. In Texas. Go to standings.
Which means that we buy the most, so you pay the least. Visit the newly remodeled Hackton Superstore on Bald Hill Road in Walton, where we buy the most, so you pay the
Elite physical therapy.
No, Kansas beat Texas by 20.
Oosh.
That was back on February 24th.
See?
BYU beat Kansas. Okay, let me see. Let me see if I go to Big 12. I'm worried about Kansas State because they beat us and they beat Villanova. I mean, how do you want them to lose? Texas. Baylor beat. I watched that Baylor game. They beat Oklahoma their last game, and they lost to Kansas State this game.
Yeah.
They're a 7 seed like Providence in the Big 12.
So when you don't have time to cook, they can satisfy your family's needs. When you do have time to cook, Dave's offers the highest quality produce, seafood, meat.
Texas beat Kansas State in the regular season and lost them in the tournament.
A smile and a free cup of coffee with every visit.
They've got break opportunities here, and they purposely slow it up.
You're going to get somebody who's got some confidence there now to get the offense going.
Carter spins out of trouble on the left side. Out to Odell. He leads him for three, and he hits.
Time Odell steps up that time and says, yeah, I'm just going to take the three-point. Odell's a good three-point shooter. He gets that wide open, he should take it.
Josh Odell hits a tray, and this one he has hit better than 30% from three-point range on the season. And he leads the Friars with 20 points, also had 9 rebounds, and he is tonight's Audi Warwick. Outstanding performance of the game.
Odell hit those big free throws in the second half where the Friars are having a tough time scoring field goals, and get Odell on the line. He goes 9 for 9, something that Georgetown would have liked to have done, but Odell's free throws were big in the ball game. Plus his decision-making was great. And, Devin Carter was player of the year. He easily could have been player of the game in this one. We'll give him player of the year today, and we'll give Odell player of the game tonight.
Why not? And you're right. The 9 for 9 at the line was huge.
It was big because Friars couldn't score on the offensive end.
Right.
But they got it done on the foul line.
Right. All right, so what this means, of course, survive and advance as postseason play is underway. Style points don't count, although it might a little before the Selection Sunday committee gets together. And this is where tomorrow comes into play because most everybody feels like the Friars need to get one more significant win under their belts before the committee meets on Sunday to determine the NCAA tournament bracket for this next year. They missed a golden opportunity at home against UConn on Sunday. And so now you have another opportunity against another top 10 team, 8th-ranked Creighton, 2 seed in this tournament. Tomorrow night, 7 o'clock here at the Garden.
Yeah, that's a big game, obviously, and it's a game that you almost have to get to stay right there in the discussion to get the NCAA tournament. Creighton's playing great basketball. They've won 8 of their last 9 games. They had 14 three-pointers against the Friars, in Providence. That was the only time the Friars have given up that many threes and won the game.
Yeah.
Devin Carter hit that three-pointer in front of us at when they were down 3 at that time and ended up winning the game. But this Creighton team, that Ashworth is a guy who's playing much better basketball. He's had 20 points against the Friars. But that would be a good matchup with Pierre. Pierre's played well against Ashworth in the last couple of games, so that they need to neutralize each other. The Friars need to obviously take Shireman out of the game, but their tough players, Trey Alexander. I mean, he's the guy that probably be matched up with Devin Carter. Probably play either one of those two guys. The Friars have to play good defense in that game. Take away the 3. You can't give away that many threes. And Josh Odell, John, had 32 and 12 against Kalkbrenner in the last game. I'm sure Kalkbrenner remembers that one, so it should be a good ball game. Friars need to come out. They got to make shots for sure.
Yeah, Kalkbrenner is such a shot changer. I would expect also Carter to perhaps start off with Alexander, and then he'll get some time against Shireman for sure.
Oh, yeah, whoever's hot, they put Carter on him, that's for sure. But, they've spread the ball pretty well. But Ashworth's the key guy on that team, if I believe. And if you can get him out of the game somehow and make Alexander have to handle the point, they don't move the ball as well with Alexander handling point because he's more of a scorer's mentality. Good point guard, though, as a backup. But Ashworth is a guy that you got to make sure you take care of him.
Well, the Friars and the Creighton Blue Jays split during the regular season. Providence lost on the road in Omaha, but they came back to win an overtime game at the AMP against the Blue Jays about a month ago. So they were 1-1 against each other during the year, and now they'll meet on a neutral floor. And while Creighton hopes to win perhaps a Big East tournament and secure a higher seed in the NCAA tournament, the Friars just want to knock on the dance door and could do that, I think, tomorrow night with a win over Creighton.
Yeah, that would be a big win if they can get it. I mean, I think they'd be right in the conversation depending upon what else is going on. But, we're just looking at the board over here. Kansas State beat Texas tonight, a Kansas State team that beat both Providence and Villanova in the regular season, both of them in overtime.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's the team you got to worry about getting knocked off the next game.
Yep, for sure. Joe and I will have the broadcast beginning at 6:40 tomorrow night right here on News Talk 99.7 and AM 630 WPRO with the pregame and the tip-off just after 7 o'clock. It'll be the first game of the evening session tomorrow night here at Madison Square Garden. The quarterfinal Thursday doubleheader, 2 doubleheaders, in fact, will get underway at noontime tomorrow with top-seeded UConn against Xavier, who defeated 8th-seeded Butler earlier this afternoon by 5 points. So it'll be Xavier against UConn tomorrow afternoon at noon. Then there will be the second game at 2:30. The Friars will come up at 7. Then the night game wraps up at 9:30 here at Madison Square Garden. And we'll have the 7 o'clock broadcast, Providence and Creighton, for you tomorrow, again, beginning at 6:40. Our thanks to studio producer Brett Ferruccio, Corigliano, our engineer here in New York, and for my partner, Joe Hassett, I'm John Rooke. Again, our final, Providence 74, Georgetown 56. Friars get their 20th win and move to play another day. Can they move into the tournament next week? We'll find out tomorrow night. Until then, so long, everybody.
Well done, guys. Talk to you tomorrow.
Thanks, Brett. Appreciate you.
Yep, I'll be here. Sounds good.
Brought to you by your Audi Roller dealer, proud sponsors of Providence College Athletics. Coca-Cola, together tastes better. Rhode Island Transit Authority, welcome to your ride. Santander Bank.